you reign!
This is the D-Generation cliX podcast. Here are your hosts, Ryan Redmond, Miles Kane, and Daniel Schwab.
Welcome back to the second episode of the D-Generation cliX podcast. Today we're going to wrap up the next phase set reviews and then go over our teams for Adepticon. That's this weekend. Back with me, I have Dan.
Hello.
And Miles.
Hello, everyone.
All right, you guys ready to get into the super rares?
Oh, yeah, this will be a lot funner, for sure.
It'll be a lot better than the CUR. All right, so first is 044 El Aguila. He has the Obamaste mindfulness trait that we went over yesterday too, so we'll go over it one more time. It is free, remove an action token from El Aguila. If you do, give an action token to a friendly character with the Obamaste keyword within 4 squares. He's got a special attack power, his hold dial, which is Blades, Claws, Fangs. When El Aguila uses it, increase the result of the roll +1 for each opposing character adjacent to the target. He is 45 points. He has Obamaste, Martial Artist, and Warrior. He does have leadership, which is nice. Otherwise, he's just a 6 charge with combat reflexes on his top dial. So the trait with the blades setup can be pretty mean. I had that go off on me in a pre-release where I think they ended up doing 7 damage to my wrecker and one shot at him. So that move is nice, but I don't think he's going to be seeing any real play.
If he could somehow get Flurry, that would be really dumb.
Yeah, that would actually make it
better.
better.
That's very easy for it, yeah. So I actually really, really like this figure. So he has Warrior keyword, and I know there's going to be always better choices, but I think him teamed up with APOC and Genesis is really huge because Genesis is going to allow him to do a minimum of 4 damage. Since she makes the minimum result of the roll his printed damage +1, and then you increase the result of the roll +1 for each opposing character adjacent to the target. So you can potentially be doing just a minimum of 4 damage, or a minimum of 3, and even more. And that 12 attack is nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah, at the top that's good. But then he's not getting much off that rollout though, because it's. Wait, what is the rollout?
Yeah, you have to. It has to be. It's based on the opponent's printed damage. So if he rolls higher,
yeah, it's not his. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it won't affect that at all. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I know that there's gonna be better figures out there, but with his attack value being a 12,
it's also
for 45
also 11
points.
The rest of the dial too. So there is that at least.
Yeah. He gets the Empower, he gets Senses. I know he's not going to be the best choice, but I'm not going to completely throw him out there. I doubt we'll see him in competitive play, but if I do, I'm not going to be surprised, especially if he's on the APOC Genesis team. Just because, you want that high attack, especially with, what's her name? Jennifer Kale out there. You're going to want as high of a printed attacks as possible. So...
The 12 is nice, but he's 45 points, and part of that cost is leadership, which you're getting with APOC and Genesis too.
Yeah, but yeah, it's mainly for that 12 attack. Yeah, no, he's not going to ever see top tier play, but I actually like him, and I think he's actually not going to be collecting dust for local play and some competitive tournaments.
Oh no, I mean he's definitely fun.
Useful.
Martial Artist and Warrior are both fun keywords to play with, so I could see him definitely getting some play, but he's definitely not going to be seeing too much.
No.
Next we have Manbull, which is 045. He has the Obamaste trait, and his second trait is Knockback. When Manbull attacks an opposing character, modify his attack +1 for each red standard power that character can use. So that at least doesn't mean they have to be displayed on dial as long as they can use it. So blades, flurry, super senses, and range combat expert. So that's pretty good. He's 60 points. He can destroy blocking, and then he's a charge, quake, invuln, empower piece, and then he shifts to charge, no attack power, toughness, and support. He'll be okay in sealed. I don't see him seeing competitive play.
No, I do like what he brings though. I think that he is 100% fun piece, and if somebody,
Yeah, like, I'm not saying
he
he's bad.
actually does
I just,
something unique that would be fun to see someone try and pull off. But yeah, he's not really nothing to
This is
sneeze at. But yeah, +1 free standard is not bad.
this isn't a piece that I would definitely consider like playing within our monthly games, just because it's fun to pull off that random stuff just on the fly.
Yeah.
So that's, if anything, that's probably where I'll play him.
I mean, the funny thing is, if he's attacking someone, and flurry and blades have become pretty everywhere, I would just think Genesis, right? She's got flurry, she's got blades. If he attacks her, he's a 13.
Right.
It's funny, at least. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I don't, like I said, he's an interesting piece, but I don't see him. It's in those two settings where I don't see him getting any play.
Yeah, and I mean 60 points, but he's going to break blocking with his charge, which is nice. He can quake if he goes in for that hit, which he's probably hitting. He's got the 4 damage. He has knockback for potential more, and then he's up there for a follow-up on another close attack. So I'll be having fun with him for sure. But yeah, he's not going to see a ton.
I'm not sure with this next figure if you guys are going to agree with me, but so the next one we have is 046. It's Miss Marvel. She has team player, team ability, the Young Avengers, celebrity, cosmic, mystical, and podcaster. So she's the second podcaster we have in cliX with Scott Crampton, for what it's worth. She has Embiggen, Impervious, and Giant Reach 4 with improved targeting characters and elevated. Or she has Impervious, and then Giant Reach 4. I'm trying to figure out, but only if Miss Marvel is holding a marker she generated. So I think she has Impervious, period. And then Giant Reach 4 if she's holding the marker she generated. Which is...
Yeah, that's the weird part, because I could see that being granted via her holding an object. I think.
Yeah, that's the period is what makes it different for me.
Yeah, because then she also has. Yeah, she also has the toughness on the second trait, which is throwing me off.
That way she always can, get rid of. You can't just outwit her impervious or outwit her toughness. She's always gonna have a reducer, which I like.
Yeah, I get it.
Combo. Her hard light.
Too often.
Yeah, her second trait is hard light. I actually like this, and I think that this is what makes her playable. She has barrier and toughness, and Miss Marvel may take close terrain actions, or range terrain actions as free, but only to attack with markers she generated. And then she has a special attack power from cliX 1 through 7 that grants super strength and telekinesis. She has improved movement, elevated. She has 2 point values, 9 clicks for 120 points, where she has charge, the special attack, energy shield deflection, 18 defense, and close combat expert. And then on click 4, she has sidestep for the 80 points, sidestep, the special attack power, energy shield deflection at 18, and 3 with perplex. Then she ends up with charge, super strength, willpower, and close combat expert. I think, honestly, at 80 points, I think that what she does, her attack's kind of low, but there's ways to fix that, is extremely good, especially because she has a sidestep. So you power action, generate a barrier, sidestep, pick up an object, a barrier that she generated. So now she has Giant Reach 4, and she can do a free close. And then she also has TK, and so TK grants you able to be doing range free action. Training actions is free. So then she's attacking twice. You can get her attack up, which I think is pretty easy. I think for 80 points, what she does is really good, and I can see her see tons of play, especially for celebrity. And Young Avengers potentially, because Young Avengers is starting to pick it up. So yeah, I actually really like her.
See, I thought of an interesting thing with using the Twilight Sword with her, because the Twilight Sword generates barrier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she just costs a lot. But she does a lot of interesting things. She's one of those figures. There's a lot of figures in this set that do very unique things, and I like that, but I don't know what to make of her. So
yeah, she is a tad bit too high in points at 80 points, but that's why I think at 80, I think that you can do something with that. Her attack at 80 points is kind of lackluster for sure.
Did you say that she can make 2 attacks?
Yes.
How does she do that?
So she at 80 points, she has sidestep. She power actions, makes barrier. She picks up her one of her barriers with sidestep because she has super strength. And then you can free TK one of her barriers because TK grants you range terrain actions. So you can do that for free. And then she can then attack close using Giant Reach 4 with the one that she's holding. Because they changed the wording of
Yeah, that's true.
telekinesis.
Yeah, they did.
So she's able to take that part of telekinesis as free.
But she's power actioning to make the barrier in the first place. You saying if she has a different barrier maker?
No,
she has to make it's only for the markers she generates. So you have to take the power action to generate her barrier.
Right.
Yeah.
So then how are you also TKing?
I mean, she's getting 2 free attacks. Because you can TK with the range, because TK allows you to take range terrain actions. So she can take the range terrain action as free. Because they changed that wording.
Okay.
For telekinesis with a new wording.
So she picks
I'm
one
trying
up,
to get
and
the
then she
exact
can use the
wording
close, and then she TKs a different barrier at them.
Yes,
exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like it. Like I said, she's not a perfect figure, but she does something completely unique. She can be defensive or offensive. So, yeah, I actually do really like this figure. So, what are your feelings on it, Ryan?
I think she's extra complicated, and there's other pieces that are better for cheaper that are a little more straightforward. But the sculpt looks pretty cool.
I actually am not a fan of the sculpt. I don't like how they got rid of the stretching powers and they changed it to the energy by giving her the bands.
That looks way cooler, and
That's
stretchy dick arms looks terrible.
I know, but I liked her when she was tiny and all that stuff. Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Plastic Man and Mr. Fantastic, so I do like that power set.
No, see, I think it's a dumb power and I hate it.
Yeah.
Dan, is it a stupid power or do you like the power?
I'm indifferent.
Well, so, you're gonna have to break the tie here.
Yeah,
I have to break. God, you children, what is going on here?
What's cooler, hard light or stretchy dick arms?
If I had the choice, I like the hard light better.
Okay, so 2 on 1. Sorry, Miles.
Yeah. That's fine. Pete's listening right now, and you know what he's saying? He's like, Miles is right.
Oh yeah, he is.
Stretchy dick finger.
I mean, this is Pete. This is Pete we're talking about. I'm sure he'll back you up on literally everything.
Yeah, I'll take that as a win. Yeah.
Well, if Pete can man up and join us, then he can back you up. So that's on you to have him join us.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right, next is 047A, Elsa Bloodstone. She has a very neat trait, which is other characters can't be healed, so that is friendly and opposing. She also has 2 stop clicks at her 75-point line. She starts on her 75-point line at a running shot Pensai with ranged combat expert, 11 attack, 3 damage with only toughness. And then her 40-point line on click 4 gives her sidestep pulse wave with a sidestep pulse wave with a ranged combat expert as well. And then her stop click is regeneration and willpower. At 40 points, if the competitive play keeps seeing all the healing, I think she definitely has a chance of being added to some teams. And then if she's able to kind of weed that out, she'll probably drop off again. But with people playing a lot of the Hulk or Carnage Silver Surfer, just shutting down the ability to heal, you just have to obviously make your team not be reliant on that as well. It's definitely a board-wide effect that can change the game.
Yeah, I'm almost there with you where I think what she does bring is really good, but it's so hard, especially now in the competitive scene of nerfing your team, especially with Mystical because of all the pieces you got there. Because you're going to have usually maybe a Ghost Rider with her, and you're going to want Chthon and be able to heal off of Chthon. So with her, Chthon is going to be off the table.
You can put it on her.
Arachnite, Soul Sword.
You could put it on her.
I guess you could put it on her, yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then amidst Tomb, maybe. I don't think she's really going to stop a lot of teams. I think maybe like the middle of the tier players or players that are just getting in the competitive or whatever are going to steer clear of the healing. and be afraid of her. I think it's really easy to get her because all you need to do is do 3 damage and knockback kills her. So like Kong, yeah, I know it's kind of dangerous. I know I'm throwing Kong out there, but Kong's new hotness, and I think that he's going to see tons of high tier play. He's able to go across map. If she doesn't get her senses, I mean, you're talking. She's dead
She's
with
gone,
one
yeah.
hit.
And only a 17.
Well, that's if you don't protect her. I mean, if you're playing her, you're obviously not going to make it hard on your opponent to knock her into stuff.
Well, of course, yeah, but I'm saying
the
Kong
weakness
because he's
of her.
colossal, all
Yeah.
those stuff he's able to destroy,
Oh yeah, because he's got Quake, he's got super strength. No, I totally I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, she's not going to really, and I think she actually helps out Surfer because when I play against Surfer, I actually prefer him to heal because he's only going to have one rollout. So, like, if I do 5 damage, I'd rather do 5 damage on his Invincible. That way he goes to toughness off his senses than to have those double rollouts. So, he's going to constantly have those double rollouts.
See, I'm playing a piece purposefully to like help eliminate at least one, if not both of his rollouts. So she's not really helping me.
Yeah, and there's also a few. Yeah, I think she will see some play, but yeah, I'm just indifferent about people being scared of her. She can definitely, if on the right build and everything,
Yeah.
because she's really pigeonholing yourself.
Right.
But once you figure that out, she's going to be a menace.
See, I don't
Where
think
you
she's
need
that
to
bad. If you even for 55 points, if you add a motorcycle to her and you give her like say like running shot,
Mhm.
I mean running shot pulse wave with RCE is not bad, and then the sidestep like yeah, you still have to protect her, but I don't for 55 points that feels pretty good, even if she's only 4 clicks deep.
Yeah, well, yeah, the stop clicks helps her for sure.
Yeah.
See, at that point, just play her at 75 and with Kathan, and now she's a 13 for 5 with 2 stop clicks and at 75.
Yeah.
But I think she'll see a little bit of play, but she probably isn't going to just like take off.
But yet, she brings something totally different. So like, that's what's really cool about seeing this figure is, yeah, she brings something totally different that completely can change the landscape once the build is figured out. Because Mystical's so built on right now, you also healing. So that's where it's going to be figuring out where.
I actually really like her on Warrior with Prime Wonder Woman actually.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah,
And she's a lot harder to hit too.
just a little bit. Yeah.
All right, want to go to
and
the
you
Prime
can also
version?
Yeah, so the Prime, on the other hand, is pretty baller, but I am conflicted about like would I want to run her top dial or low dial, and I'm assuming low dial most of the time, but I don't hate her 70-point dial either. So she's got a trait, a special attack power, and a special defense power. She's either 70 or 30 points. She is the B side. So her first trait is charge running shot. And when Elsa Bloodstone hits after resolutions, you may unequip a hit character and equip an equipment, or any equipment unequipped this way to Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone may be equipped with any number of equipment when equipped this way. Did I say equipped enough for you?
What's her trick now?
So she, yeah. So she has free choose and unequip an equipment equipped to Elsa Bloodstone. An adjacent friendly character may immediately equip that equipment.
Yeah, that's it. It's the word of the day. Equip.
Yes. So basically, she steals objects and she can distribute them as she sees fit to either herself or your allies, which is pretty dope.
Yes.
And then her attack power, which she has her whole dial, is Precision Strike, free, make an attack, but only to target an equipped opposing character. So again, a Precision Strike, so you're probably at least doing the 1 damage, and then you're robbing everyone of especially for how many teams have equipment and are almost all equipped on teams sometimes. Her being able to take all of that is really good. And then her defense power, which is on every click except her last click, is Super Senses. Elsa Bloodstone takes a maximum of 1 damage from equipped characters protected outwit. So that's really good. She can still get knocked back into walls and stuff and take damage that way, but if you're just punching her like a surfer, she's just taking the 1. So I think that's really, really good. Granted, Surfer may not be equipped anymore because he'll be avatared.
Oh,
but,
shoot, yeah.
But
So, yeah.
I mean, but still, I don't think the avatars are going to fully replace equipment completely, because they cost points most of the time. So she'll definitely see play. I mean, 30 points for 3 clicks. She's a 12, 18, 2 with charge or running shot and 4 range with 1 bolt. I actually like her with a sword. I would personally give her Warlock just to give her an additional rollout in Blades. But yeah, I mean, I think she's really, really good. She was like I was really excited for all the Werewolf by Night stuff, and she doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, I loved her at 30 points. I wouldn't go the rollout route. I would actually give her the health cycle, especially with her precision strike, just so she can get up there. You know, I mean, those 7 speeds, whatever, but
Oh, I just like the drop. I just like the drop shit. Like I have Genesis carry her
yeah.
up, and then she's like, "Hey, I like your equipment. I'm gonna hit you now and take it away."
Oh, yeah, see, yeah, with Genesis for sure, you give her the blades, yeah, because you're getting that extra rollout. Um, it just sucks because like she's what Larfleeze should have been, but so much better and so much cheaper. I understand she's a prime, but it's just like, man, this just shows you what Larfleeze could have been. You know,
Right.
it's
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think he would have given away the equipment, but the way that she takes it is nice.
No, yeah, the way that
yeah.
she can have any number is good.
Well, and yeah, and it's whenever she hits, yeah, that's what hurt Larfleeze the most is that it had to be close attacks
Yeah.
instead of his
Yeah.
free mind control and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one.
Oh wait, hold on though. I've been playing with Brother Voodoo a lot, and as we shift after Adepticon to the 400 point silver, I could not make Brother Voodoo fit on the team, so I still have to play test it. But I am pretty sure that I'm gonna be playing her at 30 points
instead of Brother Voodoo at 45.
Yeah, so that's definitely.
That's
I think she's good.
That's interesting because you really like Voodoo, so that's a surprise that you pushed him off. But I guess if you just couldn't make the value, like the points work, I get it.
Yeah, the 200 points of modern is harder to fit in, so I just couldn't make it work. So he had to go, and so I'm trying her at 30 points instead.
No, I get it.
Yeah, that should work, I think. Yeah, she's extremely good.
Yeah.
Did anyone want to add anything else?
No, that's good.
No,
Okay.
except for that, just don't forget that she does equip equipment that you. I can't even say it. It's a tongue twister. Yeah,
So I said, have I said equipment enough for you?
yeah. I just want to add an extra equipment just so you know we got that
All
covered.
right. Next is 048. This is Werewolf by Night. He is either 90 or 50 points. He's got a trait, a special speed, and a special defense power. He has improved movement characters. His trait is Steel Energy. When Werewolf by Night hits or is hit by an attack, give him a rage token. Free, remove 2 rage tokens to make a close attack. So, Immortal Hulk Light, I guess, was what I would call this. Not the same, but similar. And then his special speed power is on clicks 1, 2, 3, and 5. It is stealth, charge, but do not have speed. So that's good. And then his special defense power is on clicks 4 and 8, which are his respective, like his click before his lower starting line and then his last click. It's stop, super senses, toughness. Free, remove 2 rage tokens from Werewolf by Night to use regen is free. So I really like this piece. I want to put this piece on a team. I think with Chthon for 50 points, what he brings is really good. The ability to he starts with Steel Energy, so he's healing off of the Chthon damage unless he's on his last click, of course. But you can just free regen off of it with the 2 rage tokens in order to get off your last click. So I really like this piece a lot. This is a piece I want to try to get on a team, but I'm not sure where the rest of the build is yet.
Would you ever play him at 90?
Do you?
I have not played him at 90 yet. No, I've played him at 50.
I'm wondering if, even though I know he already has charge, but to give him a rollout and +2 speed at 50 points, if the motorcycle might be worth it.
I just like him I was doing Chthon and Sasquatch, so he was 8 speed, 13 attack with 5 damage. So
With Doc Sasquatch. Okay.
Yeah, he was perfectly fine. Like I didn't have any issues getting him over there.
No, yeah, no, I was just talking about getting that extra rollout, the senses, when he's on his stop click.
He already has senses on the stop click.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about when he's not on his stop click, just, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So how are you getting him up there then with the Battle Fury?
Blackheart.
Oh, Blackheart. Okay.
It's either Blackheart or TK. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think they're
Yeah,
doing
that full movement charge, I think, makes him good.
I think they're doing a better job
Yeah,
of making you decide if you want to play a piece on a higher point for a very long time. You would always rather play 2 at lower, but
yeah.
it is 40 more points, but it's a very different piece with more speed, a 12 attack, and 4 exploit instead. And now you're talking 2 stop clicks with his steel energy and all that other stuff. I think the 90 isn't terrible either.
No, I just liked where the meta is right now. I like the Battle Fury more than the exploit.
Sure, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the only reason that I like him lower is because he has Battle Fury. Which feels really weird to say that.
Well, with Blackheart, it makes it a little bit easier to get him up there. Otherwise, every time you take a token, he's taking the damage from Cathan, so it's hard to kind of mitigate that.
Yeah, and the reason I was okay with Cthulhu was because when he's on his stop clicks, I can just free regen off of it. Cause I'll probably have 2 rage tokens by that point, and then I don't have to worry about pushing and then just killing him to make an attack. So
Right, yeah, he's not bad.
next, do we have anything else we want to add?
No,
Okay.
No, yeah, he's straightforward. I think that was perfect.
Yeah, he's a point click piece, but
He's a straightforward. Yeah, I personally like him with the motorcycle at 50 just for that extra speed and the rollout. But yeah, you can give him anything you want. We'll be fine.
yeah. Next
You can
is
give him flurry.
yeah. Oh, next is 049 Scarlet Scarab. So this is the one that works with Layla Alfuli. The I think it's uncommon. So she has a trait, or sorry, 2 traits and a special defense power. She's either 115 or 60 points. She has a sideline active trait. Friendly characters named Layla Alfuli have free if this character is on click number 5. Replace her with Scarlet Scarab from your sideline on her 60-point starting line. If Layla was chosen to be a character's avatar, that's Scarlet Scarab is now the character's avatar of this game, which is really cool. I really like that. That's super thematic. So I find that really cool because she was Tawaret's avatar. So I think that's pretty dope. Her second trait is Energy Shield Deflection, so just good. And then her special defense power, which is on click 2, and then click 8, is Stop Invincible Super Senses. So a good defense power. Her 115 line is a Hypersonic Precision Impervious Range Combat Expert, and then her lower line is Running Shot Pulse Wave Invuln with Prob. So I actually really like this piece at low dial even for 60. She does have flight and 4 range and 2 bolts. So me personally, she's gonna be something I keep in the back pocket just as like, oh, I could maybe build with her. Like 60 points is a lot, but she has Cosmic Energy and Mystics. Running Shot Pulse Wave is always a good combination to have, and having a stop click that has Invincible Super Senses doesn't feel that bad either. So and she can be an avatar for free. So I can have whatever.
That's what I'm looking for. Is it says avatar, but you can't choose that Layla to be anyone's avatar.
Uh,
So it looks like they're missing a trait.
no, you
can't
totally
choose.
can.
she just has the Herald keyword.
It says
Yeah, she has
yeah,
a
but
keyword.
it
So
says
she can,
if Layla was chosen as as an avatar. Oh,
yeah,
maybe I'm reading that wrong. Okay, I
yeah.
think I might be
So
reading that wrong.
if she is chosen for one of the gods' avatar
That's what it
traits,
is. Okay, I was reading it completely different. Like Layla was a character's avatar, and yeah, I was reading it
oh
completely different.
yeah, it
Opposite,
basically
yeah.
transfers it
Yeah.
to Scarlet
Yep.
Scarab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was reading it completely different. Yeah,
So
it's not
I
bad
like
at all.
I like her a lot. She might not be someone's like meta pick choice, but I see some value here. It's just I would have to put like a build together with her, but I don't. I think she's good. She's got good keywords: mystical, warrior, scientist. I mean, those are 3 really solid keywords most of the time.
Yeah, the Running Shot Pulse Wave. And did you mention that she has the Cosmic Energy and Mystics?
I did, yes.
Okay. So yeah, just not being able to be outwitted, that stop click with Invincible Super Senses, you're not knocking her back. So I think she's decent for what she has.
Yeah. Yeah, and all 4 of her keywords I think are really high potential. Herald, mystical, scientist, and warrior I think are all top tier. Some
I
better than others, but I think that you can build with any of those keywords.
I forget how good Harold is now, so I dismissed it a little
And
bit.
Harold's
But
stupid. Harold
I
is
know
really stupid.
it's real good now.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we'd like to add here?
That's good for her. She's pretty basic.
Okay, all right. Lastly, that I'm covering since I've been doing a lot of the talking, is the super rare Abomination. So he is either 100 or 65 points. He has three traits. I thought it was like 2 traits and a special power. No, it's just 3 traits. So he has the Abominate Mindfulness, and then his second trait is Support. When a friendly character removes an action token from themselves, modify their attack +1. I forgot to mention he is a giant, so that trait will actually go off relatively often, unless you outwit his willpower or something. Um, and then his last trait is when establishing themed teams, you may choose another character with the brute or monster keyword. This game, that character gains the Abominate keyword and can use the Abominate Mindfulness trait. They use their own name in the Abominate Mindfulness trait. I think that's really, really good. For 65, he's a sidestep, quake, invincible, and empower piece. He's a giant, so you do run the risk of him just getting shot at. But I really like that, being able to share that, because being able to just be able to have a different character that's from those 2 keywords, which are good keywords, just suddenly be able to take tokens off of themselves every turn as long as you have someone else to give it to, I think is really, really potent. But I don't know about him being like a meta pick, but I just really like the piece and like what it offers.
I think he's a very fun casual piece. Like I'll definitely play him just on our weekly games and stuff.
I think he's more than casual. That giving that brute monster keyword, he can instantly get a 12 attack with that Abominate Mindfulness because you remove an action token before you give him one. So, like, let's say if he has 2 action tokens, you roll one off with his great size, he's a +1 attack.
No, you can't, because the Abominate thing's a free, so you'd be well past.
No. What I'm saying is no. So you take one off of him, so now he has 1 token, but he doesn't even need an Abominate around him. He can free take the other action token off, so he doesn't have any, and then you have to give it to him. So now he's gonna be a 12 for 3, and you don't really want to care. You don't really care because you can just get that action token off. So he's not gonna be a 12 attack with his sidestep. Giving the brute or the monster that Abominate one is extremely good. Prime Hulk, Genesis, APOC. I do like 65.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's because he's friendly to himself. So the loophole people were trying to say was that if there's no more Abominate people around him, then he can just take the action token off and don't have to place it within 4 squares. So, yeah, you do, because
it is broken
it
down.
just says give an action token to a friendly character. So you take his action token off and then you give it to him again. So then that's when he gets the +1 attack.
Oh, that's okay. So he'd only be able to do that if he had 1 action token, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you roll great size, which you're going to get 66% of the time, he's now down to 1 token. He has a +1 attack because he removed an action token from himself.
Yeah,
and then you get that +2 attack. So now he's 12 attack for 65 points. I like him with 65. The giant is I don't like the fact that he's giant, but I mean when you see the sculpt, I still haven't seen the sculpt in person. I've just seen pictures.
It's very good.
Sculpt is
huge.
He's huge. Yeah. But yeah, I like what he brings. With the Empower, I know he's a giant, so there's kind of that, but
yeah. I like I said, I really like the piece. This is a piece that like is very much my play style. I mean, he also has support, which is a really good power. I mean, any kind of healing, regardless, is just good. But yeah, I mean, he has obvious weaknesses. He's a giant and outwittable, so you just outwit Invincible and shoot him. But you do have to do 5 damage to kill him, so that's at least something. But that's not that hard right now in the current meta. But
yeah,
I mean, he's something I'm keeping on my my scratch space on HC units, basically, of like, hey, okay, things have changed a bit. He might be better now.
Yeah.
I just think it's too much for 1 click of Invincible, no stop click. He's just way too easy to get rid of. He's got some neat tricks, but he's just too easy to take out for 65 points.
Yeah, no, I know that. It's hard for me to be like, I really like this piece, and then be like, but yeah, for meta, he's probably not great.
Moving on to Wong, he is 051. He is Cosmic Energy and Mystical. He's got the Avengers, Celebrity, Martial Artist, and Mystical keywords. His first trait, I required a worthy opponent. If Wong is adjacent to exactly one opposing character and neither is adjacent to any other characters can't be moved or placed adjacent to either of them and can't target either of them. So very close to the Spider Hammer trait back from the SVAC set. Pretty neat. The speed power he only has 1 point line at 75. It is phasing teleport, plasticity. When Wong uses phasing teleport, after resolutions, he can use flurry as free. He starts with a 7 speed, 12 attack precision strike, 18 impervious, and then a special damage power, which is exploit weakness, probability control, and giant reach 2. And then on click 8, he has a stop click. It's only a 16, but it is Super Sense's toughness. And when this click is first revealed, immediately place Wong up to 3 squares away from his current square. That part's nice when it says immediately, because if he's getting flurried and he gets hit, then he can kind of boop on out of there. The piece itself, really good. It's one of those pieces where I played him in pre-release and I couldn't roll more than a 4, so I'm always going to remember that. So I'll have a hard time grabbing him at any point, but still a really cool piece.
You're running Mystical currently. He has to be on your short list. Like, he's really, really good.
Well, if he did better for me in pre-release, he had a chance, but he failed. So I'll always remember that.
That's just your own. That's just your own bias talking right there.
I mean, he's got prob, and he's still rolling 3s and 4s multiple games in a day, so he's got to go.
You need to get new dice. The one thing I do notice is they're giving a lot of reducers on the stop clicks, at least from the ones we've covered tonight so far.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have like super strength or something or any form of knockback, he's like, yeah, I don't care about that actually because he has toughness. So I do like that. He's not just super easy to put down where you're like, I'm just gonna knock you into your stop click and then into a wall and you're dead.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I think Else is the only stop click without a reducer.
Yeah,
which is surprising. Yeah, it's nice to see that because that's been the loophole in the way to get rid of stop clicks. So it kind of sucks. But the good thing too is that actually happens before knockback, even if he didn't have toughness. Because when this click is first revealed, immediately place Wong up to 3 squares away. So then you actually place him with for
yeah.
For knockback.
No, I just meant in general for trying to deal with stop clicks. Like I do that to deal with stop clicks. I did it for Death Metal. I've done it for plenty of characters that have stop clicks with no reducer. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna hit you and knock you into something.
His stop click is interesting because you actually do it before you get knocked back.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you have to be. Yeah, I do love this figure. The flurry is free is, I think, extremely good.
It's also phasing, so he's just going wherever he wants. Like there's you can't lock the guy down. It's just you are staying right here unless you are doing the like nifty traffic barrel or stop sign shenanigans. But otherwise, he's going wherever.
He's well worth his 75 points.
First straight where adjacent to exactly one opposing character, like that's extremely good. Like you give them like the Warlock sword to give them shape change and plasticity, so they can't even break away, and no one can. They can't replace Jason.
He already has plasticity, so there is that.
Oh, there's plasticity. Yeah, never mind. I didn't see that plasticity. Yeah, yeah. That's just. I really like him. There's a figure that I think counters him, but I don't think she's going to see as much play as him. But if you can't afford an Arachnite, I think that he's a perfectly viable substitute. And,
as soon as Arachnite rotates this year, he's gonna go back. He's gonna spike up for sure.
Yeah, Wong is gonna see some play for sure after rotation.
Yeah, I could see
this figure's definitely if you don't have him, get him for cheap now, because his price will be going up. Because he's gonna be seeing a lot of play.
I don't know if he'll go as high as Arachnite just because he's only a super rare.
No, he won't. No, but he'll go up to like $30 because that's about where the upper tier super rares are at the moment is about 30, 40.
Yeah.
So
No, I can see that. And he's a unique, so you're only playing one of him.
yeah, which is good because more than one of him would just be rough.
Yeah.
All right, next we have 052 Porcupine. This was one character that I was really hoping made the cut, so I'm glad that they made him. He has the Obama mindfulness trait. He's got another trait. I just feel safer with it on. When Porcupine is given an action token, modify his defense +1 until your next turn. When Porcupine clears action tokens, heal him 1 click for each action token removed. And he's got another trait, which is, could you just leave the suit on until we can get it dry cleaned? Porcupine has Safeguard Outwit, Opposing Perplex, Opposing Probability Control. He's 45 points. He's got Plasticity as whole dial, Poison as whole dial, Invincible as whole dial, and then just 1 damage with Empower. He's a great tie-up piece. Definitely a piece that I'm going to play multiple weekly games with.
You're going to be annoying to fight against.
I love pieces like this.
Yeah. Yeah, he is just so easy to get those tokens up. Like I love this figure. He's so self-explanatory. He's just simple to play, and he's annoying. You give him the red ring for penetrating poison and whatever. Because he no outwit, no perplex, and no prob is really good.
Yep, whole dial full of invincible. If you move him up, he'll be a 19 on his front. You can't perplex him back down. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see him.
Yep. All right, so next is actually my favorite figure of the set. 053A Man-Thing. He's got a trait, one with a swamp that grants stealth, and when Man-Thing starts the game, you generate 4 plant hindering terrain markers anywhere on the map. This game, those markers have, when this marker hinders line of fire, characters instead modify defense +2, and then it also has free, place Man-Thing in any plant marker within 3 squares. He has a trait, gives him charge, invincible steel energy, and a special attack power, which is throughout his entire dial, as poison and super strength. Starts out with an 8, 12, 19, 4 with plasticity, the special attack, combat reflexes, and exploit weakness. This is everything a Man-Thing should have. Like, I think this is the perfect Man-Thing, especially at 55 points. And he's a giant.
But he's a giant. But he's a single-base giant with stealth.
Yeah. And I'm glad it's like I think if they would have made him standard size, I think his points would have been up a little bit more because you could equip him. So there's some cons there. You can't equip him, but I really like that. There's plenty of figures that you can tinker with around him. Generating 4 plant hindering terrain markers is great. So that way you can guarantee to have your hindering on a map. The free place is extremely good because you can TK him and then place him. So now his TK is essentially 7. And with Giant Reach and Quake, he has a 14 square reach.
He doesn't have
charge
Quake.
With Giant Reach. Or not Quake. I mean Charge, not Quake. Charge. And yeah, he's a 21 defense up close. And then if he's inside of his plant marker, he's going to be a 21 defense from range if you ignore hindering. Or never mind, you can't because the hinders line of fire. So he has stealth, so you're not going to do that. But he's going to help your teammates. And he's got animal, monster, mystical, and scientist, all great keywords. Animal's been needing something, a heavy hitter for a while. I know that they have a Pegasus Cap, but
he's too hard to deploy though. Even for 40 points, he's so hard to deploy being an extended base.
He is, yeah. Yeah, I really like him. I actually dig him on Scientist team. I think him and Poison Ivy is just a combo made in heaven. The Notorious Super Rare and the Iconics, I think, is something that it's definitely ripe for abuse, and it'd be really interesting to see those actually play and see how well they work together. But yeah, this is the perfect Man-Thing. As a Man-Thing fan, like this is like if I could design a Man-Thing, I think the only thing different would be to give him shape change, but like that's just a fanboy in me. The fact that he has all of this for 55 points is just like this is the perfect Man-Thing in my opinion.
I do really hope that they continue to make the like things like plant hindering terrain markers in different sets.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned the poison ivy, or like how they did the grave terrain markers for the Black Lanterns.
Yeah.
But then they also brought them back for some of the Wheels of Vengeance pieces. I definitely hope they continue to do stuff like that, so you can build teams like Miles is talking about.
Yeah,
because I would
nice
really
to see
do
them
that.
get them together.
This is like I said, the Werewolf by Night stuff was like stuff that I was really excited about in this set, and this does not disappoint at all.
I don't think there's a bad one from that set, except for the mistake that they made with Jack Russell representing the Werewolf by Night. I think Werewolf by Night has been the strongest representation of all the shows. I think all the figures are playable.
Yeah.
At high level.
Do we want to add anything else?
No, you go to the Prime.
Okay. All right. Next is the B side. So this is Man Thing 053B. He is either 125 or 75. He's got the Mystics TA. He's got a trait, a special speed, a special attack, and a special defense power. His trait is Sidestep Steel Energy. His speed power, which is on clicks 1, 2, and then 5, 6, and 7. So most of his dial. And he has regular. It grants stealth, and then once per turn, when the second action token is placed on an opposing character, after resolutions, you may place Man Thing adjacent to that character. So this is board wide, so you could have him across the board, and as long as you give out tokens, he comes over and places. And then the rest of his dial has stealth alternatively, so if he doesn't have this special speed power, he has regular stealth too. And then his attack power is poison. When Man Thing uses it, increase the damage dealt to each character by the number of action tokens on that character, and then he just deals penetrating damage. I would say that's pretty good. And then his defense power is toughness, willpower. Man Thing takes a maximum of 1 damage from characters with a lower point value than him, and he has that on clicks 1, 2, and then 5 and 6. So his starting lines, respectively, the first 2 clicks, and then he has regen on the last clicks of his of any of the other clicks. So I do wish it was protected outwit, I think, but that might have been a little bit too much.
That's what I was going to say. Is that I originally thought the same thing. And I'll get more into it when I delve a little bit deeper. But I think
you can make it work.
That'd be a problem. Yeah.
And you can make it work with the stealth. So because he's a big positioning piece because of him not really having move and attack, but his ability to just poof across the map basically, as long as you're playing another character that gives tokens. I have like an instant thought of a piece that does this, which is hilarious. That's not modern right now, but this would be really funny. So I like him a lot. I don't know what to do with him meta-wise. I haven't really looked at him as far as like team building. I would think I'd play him at 75 just because. But he's got Animal, Monster, Mystical for keywords, so he's got 3 really good keywords. I'm not really sure quite yet. I mean, he has sidestep for move and attack, but it's not like he has like charge or hypersonic or something. He's also a giant, same as the A side, so you can't equip him either unless you're. Oh yeah, because you can't even run Mad Jim because he's also a prime. So
that's it.
You're looking at like a swap or something.
Yeah. If you do swap, then you could get something on him. But normally he's what you get. So, but I think he's really good. He also has willpower on dial for that special defense power, even though he's a giant, which doesn't make sense. But whatever.
I'm almost wondering if like this is their way of like showing that they might change great size to where they don't get the great size willpower anymore. I don't know.
That was like the one that was one thing I really enjoyed about bigger pieces was the willpower buff, but.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a mistake because this was the Ted. He's called Ted. There was on one of the cards in the boosters. I don't know if you guys pulled any of them, but it says that he was supposed to like have Mastermind, but only for Jack Russell.
Oh,
to use. And
so they might have changed it and then been like, oh.
So Jack Russell is missing a trait, and then his Stalk Click, which is supposed to like be with and then Man Thing is missing it. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of. This set is definitely like there's something going on with this set. This set's got the most I've seen from the set.
Yeah. So, but I think he's really good. He's definitely worthy of the prime slot. He's just I want to build with him. I haven't put the time in to figure out a good strat because I'd have to look at characters that give out action tokens, and that's the main thing I'd be looking at right now is like what gives out action tokens on a pretty frequent basis. So he could go across the map or whatever, just allow him to move a little more easily to get over there. And I would definitely, if I'm playing him, I'm playing the poison tarot card, so I can just have him poof over and poison everything.
See, I almost like him at
Yeah, I'll
125.
be honest. Yeah, that's. I actually thought that he was probably one of the worst primes I've ever seen, just by looking at the dial, because I think I was just mainly disappointed because, like, I was wanting more out of it, like you said with the protected outwit. But then, lo and behold, I pulled him for a sealed tournament and got him with characters that were able to do free in cap with Clint Martin, and he's dumb for 125 points.
No one else is playing
Just
a
dumb.
piece that's more points than that, so he's always just taking 1 damage. He's
Yeah.
got the giant reach too.
Yeah, he's always taking the 1 damage.
Steal energy.
And the one thing I actually noticed doing more than me giving them the second action token is so a lot of people are going to play their team how they've been practicing it and playtesting it. I know Seal's a little different, but even so, Seal's gonna be the same way, roughly too, where they're just so hyper focused on their team because they're trying to figure out how to use their team to where you can catch an opponent off guard. I think rather quickly. This can be for a competitive scene. I don't know if he's gonna be C high tier. It'd be cool to see him make top cut, but there's gonna be times when they place a second action token as their last action, and if they do that, Man Thing is going to bloop over there, and you're doing 3 penetrating poison, which I did several times, and just completely destroyed the teams because they had 3 or 4 people that I was able to place them adjacent to take 3 since I placed them on their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's extremely good. I actually decided to have one of my cliX cases that I got, and I put him in there because I'm like, you know what, he won me a pre-release, so you know what, I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I definitely was 100% wrong on this figure. I just don't know if he's going to be able to cut the mustard with the amount of primes, but he definitely is worthy of the prime slot for sure for what he does. Because yeah,
you have to sink 9 attacks into him, and that's without him not hitting anything for the steal energy either.
Well, he has those for 4 clicks regen. So if they hit him for 2, he's only on regen.
Oh,
so they
he
can
doesn't
just
have that his whole time.
That.
I gotcha.
No, he's only got that.
Oh, yeah, that.
I like
if
him
he
less.
had that the whole time, he would be a problem. Yes. I would say, yeah, you play him 100% if he has that his whole dial.
Yeah.
Like there's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think he's still really good. He also has mystics, so like, don't forget about that. Like, there's not a ton of invincible going around. I mean, we're getting some in this set with like the other Man Thing on the side here, but there's not too many characters that can just slough off that much mystics damage either. So, if he's getting hit, even if you're taking the 2, because you have to hit him twice, unless if you don't outwit it, which might be hard given his stealth if you can place him. Mm-hmm. So,
it's just the hardest part is that his 3 keywords, animal, monster, mystical. It's just really hard to. You have to build 100% around him. He's not going to be a plug and play because he's not the best prime at all for any of those keywords, which I think hurts him. I think he does deserve play, but it's going to take. You can't just put him on the board. Like you have to build a team that's built around supporting him. But yeah. Huge fan of Mal, though. So it's sad to admit that.
I'd like to see someone do something with him. Next, we have 054 Kate Bishop. She has a trait, a plunger arrow. When Kate Bishop equips a trick arrow equipment, she may set an additional trick arrow card face down for that equipment. So that means that she would get 4.
Yes, she would get 4.
She has another trait, ringing the bell. If Kate Bishop has not been moved or placed this turn, she has improved targeting, elevated, hindering, and ignores characters. And modify her range +2, which would put her at an 8 range. And then a special attack power on her first 2 clicks and last 2 clicks, which is precision strike and range, half range, make 2 range attacks. She's 65
that
points.
Works with her. That works with her trait, which is pretty cool. So she could be it would be a 4 range, but
5.
No,
It's
because it's
modified. You replace then modify. So you just you
but
half the range, then you modify it by 2.
but you're not replacing because it's half, so I don't think
Oh
that's
yeah,
a
yeah. So
replace.
you're half the range. Yeah, so it'd be
So
yeah.
it would be
Okay.
it would be 4, but still that's not bad.
It'd be 5, right? You would half the range, and then you
No,
would add, you replace, and then you
no, because
modify.
it's not it's but the half isn't a replace.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because that's
That's
if
just
you
like running
read.
shot or charge.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was just taking it as another modification, not a replacement.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would go to 3, and then she'd bump it back up to 2 if she hasn't been moved or placed. So with the
Yeah.
5 range, make 2 range attacks, which is great if she's got 4 trick arrows. She's relatively immobile if you want to make her really good, but what I like about her is you can kind of set a defense up, and the opponent kind of has to make decisions based off of that, because you definitely don't want her making 2 ranged attacks when you pass turn.
No.
I don't
And she
know.
has Young Avengers. Young Avengers is starting to pick it up. I know we lost a ton with Empire and War of the Realms, but yeah, it's good to see Young Avengers starting to come up. Maybe Patriot can see some modern play.
She also has a wild card if we did not cover that either. So
Yes.
it's
Oh yeah, that helps her too.
that's that's always a good bonus to have. So
I think she's very neat, but yeah, I don't know if she's going to see a ton of play. But I think again, just a fun piece for sure. And I like the fact that you're making them think before they move in and pass their turn where they're ending.
And a
yeah.
lot of people won't even like think of that too, which is gonna take people off guard. And then they'll go, "Well, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have done this." And it's like, man,
Well, yeah, and she's probably not your top target either, so she's probably going to be able to do something.
yeah.
No, because at 65, she's like she could just be your second string attacker. So you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, she's not a big deal.
But yeah, 12 for 4 with those arrows are nice. All right, Miles, you want to take on Titania?
Yeah, a piece that I think is being slept on. People are talking about her. Yeah, it's 055, Brute Celebrity Warrior. She has 3 extremely good traits. Her first one, She-Hulk by Titania. At the beginning of the game, you give each opposing character with a celebrity keyword a copyright claim token. And then when she hits with a close attack, you give each hit character a copyright claim token. Strength is Beauty. Opposing characters with copyright claim tokens can't use standard powers not displayed on their dial. And Titania takes a maximum of 1 damage from characters with copyright claim tokens. And her third one of the ones I think that is makes her over the top at 75 points, is friendly characters that are less points than her at modify attack +1. And when an opposing character hits Titania after resolutions, you remove any copyright claim tokens from that character. She has improved movement blocking, 75 points. She starts with 8, 12, 18, 3 with charge, super strength, close combat expert, and invulnerability for 6 clicks. She's got 3 clicks of the 12 attack, super strength, and invulnerability and toughness, and then she ends with 3 clicks of Quake, toughness, and battle fury. Those copyright claim tokens, I think, are really underrated at the moment. You have Scott Porters, who are going to be with the Sinestro ring, which means that they can't use Perplex. And then you're having Kong, who's starting to enter the meta, and Kong has Quake, Super Strength, and Willpower that can't be used. You play her. Uh, there's
There's
uh,
there's tons
there's
of
really
characters
fun
that are able to do.
combos to work. I mean, you put her and White Shirt together, your team now has a +2 attack. So if you put her on with APOC and Genesis, they're now going to be 12 attacks. You can give her the
Uh, wait, no, no,
Warlock
no, no,
trait.
no, no. You put her with swap the my brain's not working. The massive evil. You Dark Phoenix her, and then she's now got a 8 charge instead of a 4.
Well, yeah, you throw the Masters of Evil on that team as it is, yeah. But it says the good thing about her, the difference between her and Porter is that it says friendly characters that are less points modify attack +1. So it's a constant trigger. So whereas Porter's is the beginning of the game, her trigger will always be on. So if you have swap and all of that,
Right.
it's extremely good. Kong
Oh
not
yeah.
being able to quake or use super strength is huge, and especially them wanting to double token him because he has willpower and he can roll willpower twice. Well, now he can't. And what they're going to do is most of the time they're really gonna only have time for one attack based off of map placement and everything, and so they're gonna hit her. So now Kong's gonna lose his copyright claim token, but it's gonna allow her to hit Kong because Kong may have impervious. It reduces damage, but he's still technically hit, and she's hitting a 13 for 4. So she's gonna constantly be giving all that away. She's got that 13 attack. She's going to hit, and like I said, you can even work her in there with Dark Phoenix on Brute if you want to go aggressive on her. Those copyright claim tokens, with everyone having so many equipment that grant powers, special powers, everything, the fact that they can't use it if it's not displayed is extremely huge and underrated. You take her and
doesn't that mean like on stop click you can't use the powers granted by the stop click then?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
I was gonna say, so like Kong stop click is just nothing. Then it's like, oh, I don't have anything actually.
Yeah, which is perfect. So he still gets stop.
Yeah,
but then that's perfect. That's exactly what you actually want him to, because now he's gonna take full damage. So, and with her knockback, the cool thing is that Kong can't do that, can't knock back, but But regardless, there's other figures with, for instance, like APOC and Genesis, who are going against one of them, and she hits them. She's hitting for 4 damage. So she's going to get them on the stop click with knockback that will KO them because they can't use senses or invincible. So they won't even have an opportunity to even heal off that because they're dead.
Yeah.
And Wong, for the same points in the same set, she shuts down. He can't use plasticity. He can't use his prop. Can't use his phasing. Can't use his flurry. She just brings a lot to the table for 75 points, and I'm just surprised that no one is talking about her.
No, she's really good.
She's 10 times better than the character from the show. This is
I mean, the biggest thing too is that her being 75 points with how many characters in the meta right now. I don't know how this will shift as time goes on, but a ton of characters are less than 75 points that are like meta staple. So
I mean, and her and Porter are 100 points, but I think that's really good. I mean, you're getting +2 attack. You have APOC and Genesis who people usually didn't worry about because they had a 10 attack.
They're 12s
but
now.
They got 12. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
I like it a lot. I do like it quite a bit.
And there really are a lot of characters with the celebrity keyword already just out of the gate. So
yeah, exactly.
And Silver is extremely good too, especially with Rock coming on. Everyone's talking about Agatha. Well, now Agatha can't use her stealth, can't use her mind control, can't use prov, can't use perplex, can't use outwit.
Nope. Yeah, her
Darkhold energy.
Her Darkhold's basically useless.
Yeah, so she can definitely disrupt. I mean, especially her disrupting Porter, like the Porter and Kong, like the fact that you're going to know that 75 points of your opponent's team is going to be completely nerfed by a 75-point piece, I think is totally worth it.
Yeah, you just have to protect her because she can still easily just get obliterated because she has invul and top dial.
Yeah, she can't
for sure.
be
Yeah,
first.
but I think she'll be able to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget the maximum 1 damage though, but that's only on the first attack. So I'm just thinking like Kong, right? So he hits her once, right? So she's on click 2, and then he hits her again, and then she's on click 6 suddenly. So
yeah, that's where you have your placement's going to be important with your barriers and everything to make sure that he can't hit her. On small maps.
Yeah,
and
I'm not.
Of the time it's
that's all.
Yeah, for sure. There's ways. Yeah, no, but
that's all. That's all I meant. She just has to be protected.
No, that's why you play a big map. If you go against a Kong, you automatically play a big map on her with her because Kong can't get full map without using 2 actions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And just play the long game.
All right, that wraps up the super rares. So the first chase is 056 Amit. He's got the Cosmic Energy and the Mystics. He has the Avatar of Amit trait, which is common for all 3 of the gods. His is sideline active. During force construction, you may pay 10 points to choose another friendly character to be Amit's avatar. If the chosen character has the Herald keyword, pay 0 points instead. That character can't be equipped or chosen to be any other character's avatar. This game, Amit's avatar can use poison and steal energy, and also scores the points paid with this trait when they are KO'd. So you're probably not going to play him competitively on Force, but definitely sideline for sure. He's going to see a ton of play. I personally think he is the best of the three. He's also got another trait. It is Invincible. When Amit is KO'd, you may choose a friendly character and deal 1 damage to each opposing character within 2 squares of that character. If that character is Amit's avatar, this character deals penetrating damage, protected pulse wave. And then he's got 2 stop clicks. It is regen, and regen is free. And if you play him on main force with those, then he's 125 points. He is, I think, the only piece that's going to be making my competitive team right away, and he's just replacing the red symbiote on my Arachnite, so that he now gets poison and he's not considered equipped.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
It's a she, by the way.
It's an alligator.
Probably should. It's an alligator. I'm really. It's late, so my brain's not quite all the way there. The protected pulse wave doesn't make it so that her invincible works during pulse wave, right?
Isn't it 2 backslashes? Yeah, so it's only when she gets KO'd. The backslash is separate, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just was like, it's late and I don't remember, so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, she's really good. I mean, I think they're all good. I mean, I like this one a lot too. The stealth or the steel energy poison is very good.
Oh, they're all good.
Yeah.
This is just the one that's definitely the one that I'm going to seek out. So, of course, I pulled the other 2 when I was opening all my cases, so I have to go hunt one of these down now. But, yeah.
Hey, I have to hunt down all. I don't feel for you. I have to hunt down all 3. So
I pulled the 2 that because I want all 3 too, but I pulled the 2 that weren't my top one. So I'm in the same exact boat for you.
Which ones did you
we
get?
talked about this, Ryan.
I got Khonshu and Amit.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so we talked about this, Ryan. Remember when Khonshu was spoiled, or like we saw the sculpt, and I was like, oh, hopefully he'll be like a regular piece, and you're like, well, they'll probably make him a chase, but you want him to be good, right? And I'm like, I do, and now that they're all out, I'm like, well, they're really, really good, but tracking them down is going to be a pain.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be on all the sidelines.
Oh, yeah. So, Aro, do we want to add anything else? Or?
No, I mean, that pretty wraps her up. Basically, she's super competitive, and she'll be on a ton of teams just for the avatar trait, giving people poison and steel energy, because you can still do Cathan, so your steel energy then is going to mitigate the Cathan damage, so that combination is going to be huge right there. So I think she'll be top played. Other 2 are great, though, so we can go into those, though.
Yeah, so next is Khonshu. So all the avatars have the sideline active, where you pay the 10 points. His grants stealth and prob. And then his other trait is prob. When Khonshu is KO'd, choose a friendly character and place them up to 4 squares away from their current square. If that character is Khonshu's avatar this game, that character has free. Place this character up to 3 squares away from their current square. Protected pulse wave. That's very fitting for Khonshu, being able to revive Moon Knight multiple times when he's dead. And then his defense power on cliX 3 and 6 is stop, regen. Regen is free. I think they all have that. He does shoot through hindering, which is cool, but you're not playing him on board. You're playing him on sideline. I mean, I'll play these pieces on board for like fun games, and have their Herald on board too. But he's definitely being played in competitive for the sideline and the Herald trait, or the avatar trait.
Yeah, for fun, all those god traits really make the like the flavor really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Khonshu I think is actually because where Amit is going to be the most played one most of the time. I think Khonshu is going to be the best avatar for figures like Kong because you're going to want to get him that prob. So it's nice to see that. Yeah, they're all like it's. Yeah, but I really like him on Kong, or he's going to be seen on Carnage Silver Surfer quite a bit because
you get it for
why
free.
not? Yeah, so you're pretty much giving him the black symbiote and also prob for free since he has a Herald keyword.
And not considered equipped. Yeah, that's going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, they're all good in their own right. It's just what you're doing, basically.
All right, and the last and third one is that's the third and last one is actually she's my favorite. She's the hip hop anonymous Tauberette. She has the same the same trait, where Harold 0 points or 10 points, but she grants support and outwit. She has a trait, a special speed power, and a special defense. The trait is super senses, and when she is KO'd, you may roll a d6 and heal a friendly character equal to half the result. If that character's her avatar at the beginning of that character has at the beginning of your turn, you may heal this character one click, which is really nice because she's the goddess of childbirth and fertility. So her powers and her trait are really, really big. Yeah, I love the Egyptian mythology, so it's really cool that they actually went out of the way to make this, especially for the Moon Knight show and everything. That was one thing I was worried they're going to miss out on. Her special speed power, and she is a dolphin, so yeah, that's probably another reason why I really like her. Is last stop, the Field of Reeds. She has phasing with passenger 4, and when she begins to move, she considers friendly characters within 3 squares as adjacent to her. Once per turn, when Taweret moves, after resolution, she may make an attack, and she has to stop, regen, and regen is free. I think that she's one of the best to play on map, and I might actually attempt to play her on main force because she gets a free after resolution. She may make an attack, and so there's a way of it's close or range. So if you have like empower pieces, like she can be a 6 damage like real quick. You can be 6 damage range. Yeah, I think she's gonna be tons of fun to play on main force, and I might just try and do a win a map and see if I can win a map with her.
Being able to bring 4 people up at the same time too is pretty nice.
Well, yeah, they don't have to be adjacent. It just says within 3 squares, so they don't even need to be within line of fire.
Right.
So,
yeah, or cough cough. What is that? Miss Marvel super rare cough cough.
Right.
You want to do dropship?
Yeah.
She's pretty, and she can be animal. I feel like animals like her bread and butter a little bit. So I mean, you can make the other stuff work too, but I think for animals,
I think animal is extremely good, especially with I mean, I know you can't attack with the cap, but the cap's going to have empower that she can carry. So that's going to be 4 damage right there. You're going to have an empower from the Miss Marvel, who's there's 5 damage right there. So yeah, there is a potential for a huge dropship, especially for 8 speed. Dolphin is still extremely good, just because they have to get up close, and so you're totally fine with that. The free region is it's going to be really hard for them to get all the way across the map, but it'd be really fun to actually use her, and then I probably put a mitt. I would honestly put a mitt as her avatar. It'd be cool to play an avatar with an avatar. Yeah, it'd be real fun.
That would be good. So another thing with her is that she is a giant, so she has a 9 swing just on her own. So
yeah,
because they're all giants, so she has a nice little swing, and she has blades. So if you don't want to sink into empower as much, you can also just roll blades, and you can also stack this with the phasing tarot. So she can just do her phasing and then make an attack, and then she can trigger the tarot and make another attack. So, and not a lot of people run that tarot, to be fair. So you're not really hurting yourself, I don't think, by playing that one.
Yeah, I completely missed that she was a giant. We were practicing BRs with my son because he's going to Adepticon to play those this weekend, and he noticed it before I did, and I placed and passed, and he basically ran his whole team at me and killed her to take her out on the first turn. So
I'm hearing you missed all your super sense rolls then.
Yes. So wasn't a great start for the night, but he did good. All right, who has Baby Groot?
Oh yes, me. I love me some Baby Groots. So these are being crapped on by a bunch of people, and I think they're unwarranted. I think what people are trying to do is they're looking at them as by themselves instead of looking at them as a whole, and that's exactly what you need to do because this shifting focus, like I said for the last episode, is like the first time where each one of the shifting focus isn't just like a different version of the character. Like they can bring something completely different to your team. So when they're on the map, they're doing something that the others just can't do. It's really good. This one's going to be the Mud Bath Groot. He's got the shifting focus where you replace him with a Baby Groot. He has Mud Bath trait, regeneration, but only if Baby Groot occupies water terrain. And when a friendly character occupying water terrain would heal, they heal an additional click, which is really nice. Then he has a special attack power that's throughout his entire dial. Smoke Cloud is free, but it's water terrain instead of smoke. And so that's also very important because that Smoke Cloud is going to do -1 to everyone's attack. And he says 5 clicks. He's a 4/9/21, so he has stealth, that attack, toughness with 20, and support, and he is a tiny. So if they do want to do range, it should be a 21. If they get up close and you put your water smoke, he's going to be a 20 to their -1 to their attack.
So
I
do
not really
do they
sold on him
still
quite.
hold on one sec? Do they still get that -1 though? Because even though it says smoke cloud is free, you're placing water terrain and it's instead of smoke. Because I ended up pulling
Yeah,
him
but
in our
but
pre-release.
as water terrain instead of smoke terrain. They forgot that instead of smoke terrain. But yes, you're still doing smoke cloud as free. It's the same trait as same
Oh,
power as
yeah.
Namor and the yeah, it's the Namor from the Captain America and the Avengers.
Okay,
So
so
all
it's
you're
still,
doing is
it's
instead of
it
it
still
being smoke
counts.
terrain, it's water terrain.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just not. It won't be hindering for line of fire. But it will. You'll still get the -1 to the attack.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure where he fits in modern, which is really good because I was able to build a team with my friend's Austin, teammate of ours, and you know we didn't really have enough room for this chase group because we only saw the other chase, which is right after him, and we were both like, man, I hope this chase group doesn't really mess this up because we don't have sideline space. But what I do like him in is silver because there's a way to get him on a nice team with Blackbeard's Pirates. You can throw in some. There's really easy ways to get him with the Carter Shield to get that 21 defense up. Everyone's
I
gonna
knew
have
that's.
Dolphin.
I knew that's where you were going with
That's where
that.
my head
Of
went
course, yeah.
immediately.
I love, yeah. And so, and I think in silver, Dolphin has way more higher ceiling than it does in modern, and I think that's exactly where this group's gonna fit. But it's such a niche figure that I'm not gonna say that people are gonna play it because the only person that's gonna play it is honestly me. So so we'll see if I have time to maybe throw him on a team for Rock Cup. Maybe not. We'll see. There's still tons of options that I have going into Rock Cup. Uh, but if I do run Blackbeard's Pirates, I'm definitely going to be putting him on 100%.
I think
Is
he's
there
neat.
anything you guys see that is
I think he's neat. Whenever I see like the printed 20, then yeah, of course I'm like, how do you give this guy defend? So just like a shifting focus or whatever to get him the actual shield and silver is pretty neat. And then
yeah.
there's ways to give like all your pirates and stuff the dolphin team.
You can just do Mad Jim in silver as well because him and Jimmy are cosmic, so you can also just
Yes,
do
you
that.
can
If
also
you want.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like pirate
Yeah, I
though,
was thinking
but
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going the more basic route, yes, but that was just. But yeah, you could do some other shenanigans to get him the shield.
There's just a lot of interactions then with
Yeah, I just like Pirate just
dolphin.
because of Blackbeard. And then you're able to use the Black Manta with the 10 range Lyre Ring reverse alpha to bring them to you. It's
The kill
extremely
box,
fun.
I love it.
Yeah, the reverse alpha. And it worked it worked to great, really great a few years ago. My first when I actually got back into cliX after 13 years. Yeah, the support and then the occupying wire train would heal, they heal an additional click. So that's really nice because if you're trying to heal someone off of their stop click and you roll that dreaded 1 or 2 and you're just like, man, I wasted an action. You're at least healing an additional click, so you're at least getting them off that stop click, and I think that is huge.
I just like it for anyone with steel energy. Like healing 2 clicks instead of 1 is
Yeah.
really. I mean, any additional healing is just really good. And he has support, so if he's supporting
Yeah.
someone, you're
Yeah.
getting that too.
If he comes in at the right time, he can change the tide for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. I didn't have room for him. This next chase, the 060, is the whole entire I think he actually changes detective really big, which we'll get to the detective and why later on with the play at home one. But this 060 is Macho Groot, as people call him. He's got a special speed powers entire dial, and he's tiny with a special attack for his first 2 clicks. He has charge when Baby Groot uses it and changes elevations after resolutions. He may use Quake as free, and then his damage is perplex, but may modify a value by -2 instead. 6, 11, 18, 3 ignores elevated, but he has super strength and invulnerability. Uh, I know everyone shit on him the moment they saw him. Because I think they're just looking at him at face value, but what they don't realize is that there's a way to get him across map with the next Baby Groot that we're going to go into, and that's extremely strong because he gets to use Quake as free when he uses it to change elevations, and so you're able to place him. He has super strength, so he can move on top of an elevated terrain and picking it up and leave, and then using it. You're going to be able to do even that much more damage, and then Quake is free afterwards. So there's tons of potential damage here.
I think I find it hilarious that a tiny character has super strength, so you can just have him walk over and pick up like one of the like 3x3s or whatever, or any of the like bigger special terrain.
See,
I just find that.
yeah, normally I'd be like, this is dumb. A tiny character shouldn't, but like, luckily we've seen Baby Groot in the shows, not just because this was literally like a 2-second clip of him flexing and then the leaves falling off. But we've seen where Baby Groot, even with his vines, was able to pick up heavy stuff, so that's fine. But yeah, I love the fact that he's tiny because what I think it's just him and Scrappy Doo, which I cannot wait to see on the map together because because why not? You know, it's
Don't
Scrappy and Baby Groot, man. I love it.
don't give Harris any more ideas, all right?
Yeah, and yeah, I'd really like the idea with the next play at home kid, which we'll go more in detail. But he's able to free place like 8 squares away from his own ability, and so with that, you're able to just place 8, swap to him, and now you can quake or charge. And then if you move for elevated, you get a quake for free. So for 40 points, I think that he brings a ton, especially when you're swapping him in from a detective team that is sorely needing that secondary attacker. Because I know that they have Shaggy at the moment right now, and that's been the whole thing. But I think Baby Groot's shifting focus is a great addition and replaces one Shaggy just fine.
Oh yeah, you're never just gonna play them without the shifting focus, but when you bring them in at the right time, they can do a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't play him on main force.
All right, so next is the 061 She-Hulk. This is the Ring parody, like coming through the TV. So she is 100 points or 55 points. She's got a trait, a special speed power, and a special damage power. She's got improved movement, elevated, destroys blocking and characters. So she's going pretty much wherever. Her first trait is Super Strength Prob. The first time She-Hulk would be KO'd, instead turn her to click number 8, then roll a d6 and heal her equal to half the result. If she's 100 points, instead heal her equal to the result. After resolutions, you may generate a Hulk bystander, protected pulse wave. So that's pretty cool. She doesn't die the first time. And then her special speed power, which is on clicks 1 through 5, is Charge Flurry. When She-Hulk makes a close attack, walls don't prevent adjacency to her target, and after resolutions, destroy any blocking turn that would have otherwise prevented adjacency.
That's an awesome power.
The flavor text is I smashed fourth walls and bad endings. That's very She-Hulk-ish. I like it. So that's pretty cool. You can just reach through a wall and hit someone. That's pretty good because it's after resolutions too. So you can't get probbed then either during that flurry, which I find hilarious. And then her special damage power is Outwit. When an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire would use Outwit, Prob, or Perplex, roll a d6, 4 through 6. The use of that power has no effect. So, she's pseudo-protected Outwit, which is cool.
Yeah, 50% chance. Being protected.
You're just trying to target her with it, then she's like, yeah, that's a 4 through 6. That's a no. She's interesting. I could see her being played for 55 points, actually, for everything she brings out. I mean, it's definitely not bad.
No, her last 3 clicks are weird. Charge.
I'm not sure if Pulse Wave. I'm looking at HC units. I'd have to look at her card. I'm just that pulse wave feels weird. Like it should be Quake or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make more sense. The close attack also is really good, especially if you're using terrain that grants her giant reach 3, so
Yeah.
that you're able to go through people's barriers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is really good.
Oh yeah,
Really
definitely. So yeah, you can't really even if you double barrier, she could still potentially just reach you, which is cool.
And that Hulk bystander she generates is no joke. He's extremely good. The 3 targets she has as well. Like
Yeah,
that's
they both have 3 targets, which is interesting. I mean,
yeah,
I like any piece like that. That was the whole reason I really enjoyed Kamo was he has 3 targets, so he can. Yeah, he's only like she can make 2 attacks a turn, but at least she can also just pick a bunch of targets and then divide her damage however she feels like it.
the going through walls is extremely good.
Yeah, so I kind of glossed over her when I think I saw the first reveal, but giving her a second look, I mean, I could see her getting played for 55.
Yeah,
So
she's actually one of the figures I was glad I pulled. There's some fun there, but she's also another figure that if she sees an uptick in play, she's got that celebrity. She ain't using crap. If you get Titania, so that's just really cool is seeing all these celebrities getting bigger and bigger again. And it's just helping a figure like they have the counter. Even though I know she's not a great counter because people are going to complain about that, but yeah, her and Elsa I think are 2 great counter pieces to current problems.
I think she's just really
Yeah,
fun
this
at
She-Hulk
100
is.
points because the damage power still needs line of fire,
Mm.
and so it's just way too easy to block that. If maybe it was just within 4, then I think it had a better chance. But with no stop, no reducer, 55 points, I don't see it. I think just for fun at 100 is where she'll be at.
Well, it's the fact that she comes back to life. I think helps her at 55. So there's a
yeah,
potential that you get a KO or she rolls a 5 or 6, or she heals back to click 5, top dial again.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're she's got a decently long dial for 55 points with the once per
Yeah.
game revives. So
It just the line of fire thing is what hurts. If she would be much better if that was not if it didn't require
well,
that.
granted, I give you that at least for if you're trying to target other characters. I just meant specifically for her. You're gonna have trouble outwitting her.
Yeah.
Well,
So
she also has Avengers keyword, and there's a figure that I think got really good, especially because it's now until the end of your next turn. That will be go ahead and fix that by making her a giant, so she doesn't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, that's actually not bad.
So yeah, Avengers is getting. And he's only 25 points. So like, if you play her with him, then I mean you're only sinking in 80 points, and I think that's a pretty good 80 points because you got to KO her twice. She's a giant. She's gonna charge flurry. Um, yeah, Avengers is yeah. I dig her.
Yeah, it's probably not doing
Well,
much
this
for the
next figure,
perplex, but you can shut down prob if it's in your face and the chance of being outwitted. So it's not bad if you can make her big. Yeah. Next is 062
four
Baron
favorite
Zemo.
figures.
This so there was a little
Dancing
bit
Zemo.
of anger that the character was even in the set since this show was already in what was it? What If the first Disney Plus? I just think it's a
well,
terrible figure.
it wasn't what. Oh, you're talking. It wasn't. Wait, was that Disney Plus? Was that technically What If?
Yeah, it's just it's, yeah, Marvel Studios Disney Plus is what the first set originally was.
Yeah, because he's from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that first line of the Disney
Yeah, that
Plus
was already in
shows.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. So his first trait is come on, dance. At the beginning of each player's turn, that player may move a character friendly to them up to 2 squares. Characters can't make range attacks if they haven't moved this turn. Baron Zemo doesn't require opposing characters to break away from him, so he's already losing the ability to tie people down. And then when Baron Zemo moves, if he ends his movement in the same square he began in, after resolutions, give an action token to each opposing character he moved through that action. That's pretty much the best thing that he does, and it's for 40 points. He ignores characters for movement. Otherwise, it's just that speed power on his all 4 of his clicks with a 17 super senses and a 1 damage shape change. I don't understand why this character exists.
Someone made it as a joke. If you look at him, it's just to annoy your opponent. So like the designers had to have been laughing, and then someone goes, "No, we need to do this just to annoy people."
I mean, he does give you a free beginning of turn sidestep, which is nice. I mean, I don't know if I'd pay 40 points for that,
But then he also gives the other character.
Your opponent.
Yes, I get that he's like very he benefits your opponent just as much as you, but I just find this piece funny because I love that part of the show, like that or that episode specifically. So I always saw this and I was like, this is great.
It would have been nice
even if it is
like a mini Wong or something, where there was more of just like a tie-up aspect of it, but it says you don't even break away from him, so or you don't need to.
Yeah.
And he should have plasticity because like the whole entire point of him is he's supposed to be distracting your opponent to dance. So plasticity would be amazing.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him be a tie-up piece.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I just find this funny. It's very troll, and I don't know. I like it.
Dan, do you want to do Jack and Elsa? Because I refuse to talk about Baron Zemo anymore.
That's fair. I am super happy to talk about Jack and Elsa. So yes, next one is 063. They have a trait, a special speed power, and a special defense power. They are 75 points. They have improved movement characters and improved targeting the double circles with the line through it. That'll come into play. So their trait is something that no other character can do, which is really cool. Jack and Elsa and adjacent friendly characters have, if this character has taken damage this turn, they take a max of 1 damage from attacks. That's really cool. I love it. I really want to build with this figure. Again, it's one of those where I have not gotten like the surrounding pieces around them quite yet. Their special speed power, which they have on clicks 1 through 3 and then 6 and 7, is Charge Flurry. When Jack and Elsa uses Flurry, one of the attacks may be a range attack, so there's where your double circles with the line through it come into play. And then their special defense power, which is on clicks 1 through 5, is Combat Reflexes, Super Senses, Toughness. I really dig this piece. It's got Animal, Monster, Mystical Warrior keyword, so and they have Outwit as well on their dial for clicks 1 through 3, and then 5 and 6 and 7. So I really like this piece quite a bit. But like I said, I'm not 100% on where I'm at with what to build around this piece. But I think that. What was that?
I got to play a couple of pre-releases, and I actually pulled this piece for one of those. And as I played more games, it was actually kind of cool to play with them a little bit differently. So like that first trait where if this character has been damaged this turn, they take a maximum of 1 damage from attacks. You can use that with Mastermind, and so people can start masterminding to people that have already taken damage, and now there's only 1 damage being handed out. And then even though it's Charge Flurry, it doesn't say that you have to hit with a close attack or make a close attack first to use the range. So you can actually charge like a running shot and then just use the range attack. So I didn't think about that until my last game. So they consistently got better each game I played with them after realizing everything that they could do.
And then that trait also triggers with like Mystics or any kind of feedback damage. So if you just you can hit a Mystics character and be like, yeah, I'll take a click for that, but I'm also now like next turn I'm taking a max of 1 every time.
Well, no, it's only this turn. So that means that.
Your
turn. Yeah.
So, but I mean, either way, they are hard to put down. So,
I think the only thing
I like that.
I think the only thing with them is that it's so there's so much knockback or the ability to knock back in the game. It's easy to stop people from being adjacent just between either putting elevation under someone or generating a boot or just having a free knockback character. I don't know. I think that hurts them a little bit just because it's so easy and every team can usually do that. But they played better and better the more that I played them. The only other thing that they're missing is stealth on their special speed power. If they got that, then I think that they would be definitely played at 75 points.
Oh yeah, that was my one gripe was that, and I think that just like their damage could have been a little better top click, like even just for the first click, just because.
The only thing is
75 points.
But they're hitting with a close and or range for 4 twice. That's a little bit. I don't know. I think the stealth would have made them playable.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just thinking like, well, Prime Spider-Man does that, and he goes a lot farther.
Yeah.
Oh, just give him Khonshu. There you go. Yeah, stealth improv.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, something like that but I also kind of want to give them blades at the same time just to like up their damage potential, but
Penguin from Notorious. Put him on Warrior and Brute with Genesis. Give him
yeah,
precision striking. Yeah.
believe me, he's been floating in my some of my team
Yeah.
builds because I'm like I like that actually. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, this figure I really like. It's one of those pieces where I immediately stopped because of that trait, and I'm like, that's amazing. Um, it's just this character does something that no other character can do. The max of 1 damage. I know that the knockback stuff exists, but still, like just the ability of we have so many figures that hit incredibly hard right now that the ability to just go, I got hit once, I'm taking a max of 1 now. I still think is really valuable. So.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I mean, she definitely is. The piece is way better than it looks just at face value. Next is 064 Steve, which is the musical version of the Avengers, or that's what he's from.
So before you talk about him, is it just me, or if you look at him, does he look like a caricature of Calder Ness? That's all I see when I see this picture.
I don't know that the face on it looks like something, and I can't put my finger on it exactly.
I just see like a caricature, like those like street art. I just see it, someone drawing Calder like that in a jazz cap. That's all I see.
The
He's
trait
got that
is.
big spot.
I think this was the first chase that they actually previewed, and I thought the whole chase theme was going to be the musical Avengers. So I'm glad that didn't happen. The first trait is Rogers the musical. At the end of your turn, if 2 or more friendly characters moved and hit this turn, give Steve a choreography token. Steve and friendly characters within range can use the following effects based on the number of his choreography tokens. 1 or more is sidestep. 2 or more. One is sidestep. 2 or more, this character automatically breaks away. 3 or more is probability control, and then 4 or more is safeguard, outwit, and pulse wave. So all those stack, and it's all for the game. So the piece itself is really, really good. It's only celebrity keyword. The second trait is willpower, and then the first time Steve would be KO'd, instead turn him to click 5, then roll a d6 and heal him equal to half the result, protected pulse wave. He has a stop click on the middle of his dial. It's stop. Steve can't be healed above this click, and
It's intermission. He's like, hey, hold on, intermission.
Yeah, but that's what's interesting is that really doesn't work with click 5 too well. Because rolling a D6, it's like you might as well just have him heal 2 clicks because you can't heal above click 3.
Yeah, well, no, because I think it won't. If you're healing, you can heal past it, right? Yeah, I don't.
No.
You can be healed to 3, but you can't be healed above 3.
Yeah.
I
Because
still think
Steve can't be healed above this click. So when you're healing, you heal to that click. You don't heal above it.
Yeah.
I still think
It
that's
says he can't
fine.
be healed.
Like he's 40 points.
No, I'm just saying that the roll of D6 is like it's useless because like you roll a 5 or a 6. I guess it's like just gives you a 66% chance to get to click 3 instead. Just saying it should have just been healed 2 clicks.
He's got 6 range of 3 bolts, hypersonic speed with a 4 speed, and then a in-cap with an 11 attack, 15 defense, and perplex across the whole dial. So I think he's pretty good for the 40 points. I just am not a fan of just one of these guys being in the whole set. I think this would have been way cooler if, I know I mentioned the chase set being all these guys, but if they would have done an Iconics or something with the entire musical cast, I think that would have been way better than just shoving this one version of this into the chase slot.
Yeah, it feels really weird. Yeah. A super rare would have been fine. I think even at that same point value.
Yeah, I mean, he is really, really good. I just don't like that he's in it,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Dan, did you want Kate and Lucky?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Or no, it was Miles, sorry.
Yeah, I got her. Yes, so I hated this piece too until I pulled her, and then I'm like, okay, how can I not hate this figure? So like I literally looked at her and like spent like 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out how I can make this work. So she has 2 traits and a special damage. She has team and player. But at the beginning of your turn, if there are no pizza objects on the map, roll a d6. An opponent chooses an occupied square up to a number of squares away from Kate and Lucky equal to the result and generate a pizza object in the chosen square. Now, the pizza objects can be in the pizza boxes. And what pizza objects are is that when a friendly character heals this, and then when they're holding it, you take a free action to heal a click, which is nice that she can generate that. Then second trait is free, make an attack, but only to target an opposing character that picked up or destroyed a pizza object since your last turn. And if a friendly character named Lucky is not on the map, you may instead generate a 041 Lucky on its starting click. And you can generate Lucky without making the attack because you're still taking that free. So you can still generate the Lucky. Her special damage is shape change, and when Kate and Lucky use it, if they are holding a pizza object, increase the result by +2, and if they succeed, destroy the pizza object. She's a 6'11", 17-3 with stealth, precision strike, combat reflexes, and that special damage for her first 2 clicks. Then she goes to running shot, senses, range combat expert, and their last 2 clicks are sidestep and outwit with super senses and precision. So she's 50 points. It's a little disappointed because I'm like, this is dumb. Free, make an attack, but only to target an opposing character that picked up or destroyed a pizza object since your last turn. And your opponent's not going to be picking up or destroying a pizza object. I guess maybe to take the free action to heal, but you can't bank on that. And so I was trying to figure out a way to bank on that. And she has animal keyword. There's a character in Batman Team Up named the Brain, or any other character that you want that has mind control, because it just says target an opposing character that picked up or destroyed a pizza object since your last turn. So it's just looking for the trigger of an opposing character. So if you mind control someone to pick up an object before they make the attack, when you take this free, it's going to just look for the trigger of the opposing character, not the fact that it was friendly to you. So that way you're able to make sure that she can do her free attack, which isn't too bad. I know it's a little niche, but it's nice that strategy's out there. She's another Young Avengers. I like her. I think there's a better Kate coming up to play her at 50, but she also has marksman, so she's able to give the trick arrows for free. Generating that Lucky, I think, is really huge because he has enhancement. So
yeah, Lucky's great.
I really like that.
Nice.
So, yeah, getting the Lucky for free. Yeah, so I was disappointed at first. Wasn't a huge fan, but yeah, it just took me about 10 or 15 minutes trying to think if there was some way that maybe I can get her to work and not be disappointed. And yeah, I think that there is a chance of her at least being played because you're able to do some fun things with her.
I think just missing the move and attack is the only thing that really hurts her at the top dial.
Yeah, but you could just do the drop ship like her and Brain, because I think Brain has like 8 range with mind control.
Yeah,
so
you have to range. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
she carries Brain, which is nice.
I think it's a good trick though. You just carry up. Brain does his shenanigans, and then she's like, "Oh hey, you picked up an object. I'm gonna shoot you."
Yeah.
This is
yeah. I mean it's nice. She's only 50 points, but yeah.
Our next game is the animal keyword for our monthly game, and so my son's been building. He's been playing the last few months, and he's been building animal teams nonstop. And this is like the one piece that he keeps wanting more than anything. It's really just the special shape change and making the pizza object over and over again that he wants to do. But this was like I think in our second or third booster that we opened, so he was super stoked that we definitely have it for him to play next month. So
that's funny. I thought shape change was my gimmick.
Well, that's how he won. Animal. That's how he won with his 2 big characters. He won with Apocalypse, and he won with what's his name with the shape change ring.
Zedkiel.
Yeah. So he's banking on shape changes to win another one.
Yeah. Next, this is actually the most disappointing figure. I haven't played it, so I can't really give it a true value. But for the point value, I'm not really sold completely. 175 is Hulk and She-Hulk with Team Player. They have a trait, damage and speed power. Sidestep super strength is the trait with when Hulk and She-Hulk is given a close range terrain action. Choose one to use during that action. Hit characters are given an action token or opposing characters adjacent to an original target become targets. So I do like this. I think they're valuing this a little bit too much. I wish that when they were given a ranged terrain action, it modified it used their printed damage value and modified it with the terrain that they're
It does
throwing.
though. It
But it
does though.
doesn't.
Wait,
No,
yeah, because you're not using your bolts, so they also become targets. So you're not
no.
dividing
I'm saying when
damage.
they use the range. So when you do a ranged terrain, instead you do the damage from that terrain itself instead of using their
Oh,
printed damage.
oh yeah, yeah, I get that.
But
I just like that. I'm gonna come over here and smash all of you for 6.
yeah, it's my only problem is that yeah, they're giants. They're 100 points. It's just they're easy to take out. I mean, that's the main problem that they have. They have charge flurry, which is nice, giant size and outwit, and then once per turn when they use it, if the target's been damaged after resolutions, they may use it again. I just yeah, if they were a little bit less points, I'd be more inclined to think 75 would be better than 100. It's just sinking in 100 points at that low point, or even 175 at the top point. I think they just don't get played outside of a friendly game. I just don't see it.
Well,
They're
no
just
stop
easily deal.
clicks, no protected
Yeah,
outwit. I mean, that's just that's too easy to take out so many points.
yeah.
Yeah, I just like the trait. The trick is funny. Like it's like, all right, hold this, and you're all gonna take 6.
Oh yeah, for fun, absolutely.
That's
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's what I wanted to
that's
do for
literally it.
range.
I just like the fire and forget. Like, all right, you just go over there and try to hit a lot of stuff.
Yeah, if you can pull that off in a fun game, that's totally fine.
Yeah, point value is just yeah, that's not much left for me to say about this figure, sadly. Just
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, these chases are weird. Like, I like that they're not all like they're not gonna all be meta staples, I guess. But at the same time, like, I at least want them to be good. So it's
They do a lot of
I don't
just
know.
weird, unique things. They're goofy.
Yeah, they do a lot. Yeah, they all. I feel like most of them do something unique that no other character does. Like this does the the ranged or close terrain action thing, which is really cool. But yeah,
Even though it's not like a super competitive set, it still feels like they didn't like dial it in though either.
well, it feels like they did for some pieces, and then other pieces they completely did not. They were just like, nah. Because like the next piece that we're about to talk about is like I feel like could be pretty meta.
Oh yeah, that has a chance for sure. You want to go into it?
So the next piece is Wong and Madison. Pete, if you're listening, I know how much you like this figure. So they have 2 traits and a special defense power. They are 60 points, which I did not realize that they're that expensive, but they do a lot for 60. So their first trait is at the beginning of your turn, you may choose any 2 of the dark blue or light blue powers. So we're talking, was that Plasticity, Psyblast, Mastermind, and Shape Change, or and you can pick any of them. So yeah, whatever. And then it's Mind Control, Incap, Barrier, and Prob.
Nice job.
So, and then thanks. Sometimes I know what I'm doing.
That was 8
At the beginning,
powers.
and then their second trait is at the beginning of the game, generate a couch hindering terrain marker within 4 squares of your starting area. Characters occupying the couch marker can use Prob and have safeguard opposing Prob. So not bad. Because I think you can just move that terrain marker with like super strength, or so you could just carry it around then and like place it to use the effect somewhere else if you wanted to.
Yeah, because it's still a terrain marker. It's not an object.
Yeah. And then their defense power, which they have their whole dial is toughness. If Wong and Madison occupies the couch marker, they take a max of 1 damage from attacks, and the couch marker has indestructible and immobile, protected outwit. So that's pretty cool. Their dial is all sidestep, TK, the special defense, and perplex, and they have a 3 range with 1 bolt. And they have Mystics TA. So their keywords are Magia, Celebrity, Martial Artist, Mystical. So I would say this piece is pretty good. They do a lot for 60 points. I mean, they're your TK. They can be your barrier. They can be prob.
It's a pretty top notch.
They're in the couch
piece.
markers. Yeah, it's a lot for 60, but I feel like they do a lot for 60, so I think that's okay. I think that's worth the 60-point investment.
Yeah, well, the cool thing too about that whole entire thing with the couch marker is that they don't even need to choose prob with the power if they're in the couch.
Yeah.
Because they
Oh yeah,
get it
which
kind of thing, and that's yeah.
exactly, and you want them in the couch because then the couch is indestructible.
Yeah. And you can even get them to where they don't need to worry about knockback either. Giving them mastermind is also pretty interesting too.
Yeah.
And the
So
way it's worded, it says within 4 squares of your starting area. So it has to be within 4 squares of the starting area. So wouldn't your starting area be within 4 squares? So you can just start them with it.
Yeah, you could, but you probably want them up there to do prob or something else because
Yeah.
there's only, unless you're using super strength to move it up there, you're sidestepping and TKing the couch up, right?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
they can't bring the couch.
yeah.
with
My
them.
thought was, yeah, exactly. My thought was to have like like someone with super strength just to help move it up there. So
Yeah, I can
I
definitely
like
see
it.
that on the map.
yeah, so I think they'll see meta play. I mean, for what they do for 60 points, I mean they can still make attacks. Like they can pick Psyblast and
Yeah, it's 3
just
damage. It's not
shoot
like
something.
1
Yeah,
damage like a lot of the other support pieces have.
yeah, it's only 3 range, but I mean they have perplex, so they can perplex up their range to 4. It's an 11 attack starting, and they have 11 most of the dial, so I, they're not like just the support piece. I mean they can do damage, which is good. So
Next is the Ultra Chase. It's 068 Kevin. He's got celebrity and
Does this
robot.
even exist?
He's got celebrity and robot keywords. He's got a trait. The first one is at the beginning of your turn or whenever Kevin is placed on the map from his card, turn his dial to any non-KO click. Kevin considers friendly Marvel characters within range as adjacent to him when using his damage powers. If you have any questions on what a Marvel character is, you can turn over any player card and it will have the Marvel symbol on it. There's another trait which is once per turn, Kevin may re-roll a roll made by a Marvel character. Kevin can't be equipped. And his third trait is Kevin can't be healed. When Kevin would be damaged, instead give him an internet argument token and place him on this card. If you do, at the end of your next turn, place Kevin from his card into a square either in your starting area or adjacent to a friendly character. When Kevin has 3 internet argument tokens, KO him, protected pulse wave. So he has a 19 defense across. He's got 8 clicks, which doesn't really matter. All the powers that you can choose that are on his damage power are outwits, support, empower, enhancements, perplex, and prob, and leadership. I was really hoping that robots were going to take off soon. I think that if they do, then he has a place. But as of right now, he's just kind of really fun. He's got improved targeting, elevated hindering. He can see through blocking and improved through characters. As of right now, 0 have been pulled, and it sounds like there was a little bit of a mix-up, and none of them have been put in the boosters that have been released so far. We still don't have any real information besides that, but that's pretty crazy that an Ultra Chase didn't make it into the wild yet. There's only one that was given away by Dial H in a prize. So he's very, very cool piece, but yeah, he's nowhere to be found yet.
So, but yeah, thinking of the figure itself, though, it's interesting because it says he KO him if he has 3 internet argument tokens. So, what would happen with the Death Metal Wonder Woman? Since you would put him on his last click, obviously he can't heal, but then would he'd lose his internet argument tokens? That's an interesting interaction that I'm not sure.
no, because it's when he would be KO'd, she would revive him, right? He
Yeah.
wouldn't actually get
So
KO'd, so I think he would just come back and then immediately die again.
I think so, because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that interaction is
he's never KO'd, so he's not a new character, and because
Yep.
So I can
yeah,
just someone trying to do that, But yeah, I don't think that's the way it's worded. I don't think works. Yeah.
that's it for Kevin though.
Yeah. What next we have?
It's the play at home, the pizza kit. Or no, sorry, this is just the play at home kit. So there's a She-Hulk
and Yelena.
Yeah, the She-Hulk play at home was the one that you could buy in stores. So She-Hulk has a trait that is She-Hulk and adjacent friendly characters have Safeguard, Opposing Perplex, and a special damage power on the second half of her dial, which is Outwit. And when She-Hulk uses it after resolutions, roll a d6. 4 through 6, She-Hulk may use Outwit again, and she can repeat that. So as long as you keep rolling 4 or 6, she can keep outwitting. She's 60 points and dies on click 9. Just kind of a piece for fun. She's got charge, super strength, and 18 invulnerability, 3 damage regular outwit on the top dial. So you really don't get those fun outwits until the end, and never plan on using those end powers because you're probably just going to be dead.
I mean, I don't know. She's 8 clicks deep. That you might see it at least. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bank on it. But I mean, at least with 8 clicks, you might.
I don't know. I think. Oh, does she have? She has Safeguard, Opposing Perplex, not Outwit. So yeah, I feel like she just gets torn through pretty quick. Because then she's on Leap, Climb, and Flurry, so she can't even move to use the Outwit anymore. So you're moving up to 60-point piece that's halfway dead. So it's neat, but yeah, it's nothing crazy. The second play at home that you can only get from the WizKids online store is Yelena. She's got one trait, which is Support. She has a special attack power on her first 3 clicks, which is Poison, and characters Yelena healed this turn can use Poison. And then she has a special defense power that she has on her last 3 clicks, which is Super Senses and Toughness. She's 40 points. She's got the team player team ability as well. Stealth top dial with no movement attack, and combat reflexes with prob. So again, kind of fun, but nothing crazy.
Let's see. I don't think anyone has this. Oh, you have this one too. So okay.
Then we have Madison, who's the release day figure. She has she's 25 points. Her first trait is Perplex. When Madison uses it, immediately give a friendly character an action token. If you can't, this use of Perplex has no effect. If a character's finalized attack roll, this is the second trait. If a character's finalized attack roll would be a critical hit, it's a hit instead. And if a character's finalized attack roll would be a critical miss, it's a miss instead. And she has phasing teleport with a 6 speed, 9 attack, 17 defense, super senses, and prob with a 1 attack. At first, I was actually trying to put her on a silver team for the Rock Cup, but then I realized that it really doesn't work well with Orb, so we took her back off. But she's pretty cool. I can definitely see her actually making some teams. Just preventing. I know a lot of people always think that they crit miss on their alphas, and people always crit hit them. So I think it would definitely be an addition for 25 points that people might throw on there.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting as far as like what she does. Like it's again a piece that I don't think I've ever seen a piece do this before. Yeah, or at least I don't remember another piece doing this where you remove the crit hit, crit miss.
The closest thing like this was that one X of Swords Hellion. I think it's either there's one that's named Roulette and there's one that's named what's the other one? And one of them is
you
Tarot.
mean the one that's named Tarot? Yeah, Tarot, and then the one that
Yeah, so I think it's Roulette then. It's once per turn you can re-roll a friendly critical miss, I think. And then you can re-roll an opposing crit hit or something like that. So that's the closest thing I think that we've seen like this. So it's pretty strong, but it's for both you and your opponent. So
yeah,
I know plenty of people that think that they always get crit hit and they always crit miss themselves. So I can see this being a crutch piece.
I mean, it's still 25 points for prob and perplex plus that. I mean, I could see people using it.
Oh yeah, perplex, prob, 25 points, and then the ability to not get crit hit is good. Do you want to take the Groots?
Sure, why not? So 201 Groot is another shifting focus. He has a special speed power on clicks 1 through 3 and a special attack power on clicks 4 and 5. So you might not ever see it. He's also all the shifting focus Groots are tiny. So the special speed power is stealth, and then when a debris marker is placed within 8 squares of Baby Groot after resolution, you may place Baby Groot in the square of that debris marker. Interesting. don't know how I'd use that because that just feels like you're feeding him to the wolves potentially. So, and then his special defense power is free. Place an adjacent opposing character into any square adjacent to Baby Groot. Interesting. I would have loved that on the front end of the dial, but yeah, it's fine. So he's 5 clicks deep, has Empower, the special speed power, and super strength and invul, and then his last 2 clicks are Charge, the special attack power, and then toughness and outwit.
So Miles had to run.
don't-
He had an actual team with this though, or this is one of the ones he was
Okay.
using. So the big thing is this is how you get Baby Groot into position. I think it was you use that debris
okay.
marker to get him up, and then you do the shifting focus. So
Oh,
8
I
squares
gotcha.
is pretty
Okay.
significant. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's a big place. I just was trying to figure out what to do with. I was like, I don't know what to do there but that makes sense to get him into position and then shift to something else.
Yeah, so he's the one that you're definitely probably starting with on your force, or you want him on there so that you can make a move the following turn.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, especially to go to the Macho Groot, I could see that. That's a big swing. So next is that's the team up. I'm sorry, that was the team up card for him. I guess. Well, the team up card is if a friendly character with the listed name is the team up is with Iwua. So as on your starting force, Baby Groot can use sidestep, and whenever he breaks away from an opposing character, he may generate and immediately pick up a pizza object. Oh, and there's his speed and attack power has changed. So the speed power now becomes once per turn when Baby Groot moves through a square of debris, he may generate a pizza object in that square. And then the attack power is when Baby Groot uses a pizza object during a terrain action and hits after resolutions heal him 3 clicks. So interesting team up.
Yeah, I don't like the team ups a lot. I feel like it's like Mephisto. It gets kind of neat,
Yeah.
but it takes away the stuff that made him good in the first place. So I'm not a big fan of a lot of the team ups in this set.
Yeah, so the next one is Iwua, which is the pair to Baby Groot here. So he's 50 points, cosmic energy, 3 and 4. He's 0 range with 3 targets, so I always like multi-target. That's always nice. His trait is Perplex. When Iwua uses it to target a friendly character after resolutions, you may move the chosen character 1 square. So not bad. And then the attack power is Precision Strike and Quake, and then the damage power is giant size shape change. So that's actually pretty funny because he's on Flurry and Super Sense is on the last 2 clicks. So that's actually pretty wild that he goes from being tiny to a giant.
Now the precision strike and Quake the precision strike and Quake is nice, but I don't understand what the 3 bolts are doing.
If you don't want to Quake, I mean 3 bolts is nice.
Yeah, but he only does 2 damage. So
2 damage.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're still doing 1 to each person, especially with Flurry. You're like, all right, well, you can just dink a bunch of people. That's the only thing I can think of.
I guess
the team up card is the team up card changes his stuff to the trait is Perplex. When Iwua uses it to target a friendly character, if the friendly character's name contains Groot, that character may generate and pick up a pizza object. They really like pizza in this set.
They messed up the team up though because it's just Groot, not Baby Groot. Like even though the trait works,
no,
he has to be teamed up with.
Name contains.
Yeah, it's
Groot.
contained.
No, but the team up is Groot. His part says if he perplex, and when he uses a target, if a friendly character's name contains Groot, that's for his perplex, not for the team up.
Yeah, that'll have to be errata.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't think that's too big of a deal. So and then his attack power is Iwua may hold up to 4 objects as long as they are all pizza objects. When Iwua hits, he may destroy any number of held pizza objects and modify his damage +1 for each pizza object destroyed this way.
That's why he's got 3 targets.
Oh
there
yeah,
you go.
okay, yep. But like he lost his Quake precision strike. That was part of the thing that made him cool. So
Yeah.
But I would like to throw 4 pizzas at people for 6 damage. Or I guess you'd only modify it up to 5. So
Still though, it's not bad. And I missed out on the Baby Groot because I was dealing with my son. But yeah, that's the one that you start with for detective. I'm not sure if you guys covered that part.
Yeah, do you want to go over it? I thought I covered it, but if you want to make sure that we got it
Yeah,
right.
I didn't know exactly what you said. I was dealing with him, so yeah, we're gonna go back to the 201. This is one of the this figures I really love. He's got detective. You're gonna throw him on there. He's got stealth. When a debris marker is placed within 8 squares of Baby Groot, after resolutions, you may place Baby Groot in a square of that debris, and that's more than once a turn, and it's also during any turn. So there's a way for you to like sidestep, essentially with Shaggy, let's say, sidestep, destroy. You place him, and then you can just full move, place him another 8, and so he now is essentially 10 squares away from his starting area. You can then swap into the Macho Groot that I was talking about. We talked about earlier, and now you have full map reach with that Groot that's going to just be smashing heavy. Um, yeah, and then his last 2 clicks is this one is very interesting. Is this place an adjacent opposing character any square adjacent to Baby Groot? Uh, so that's another huge disruption that he has late dial, which is extremely good. Not including his outwit and his empower, but yeah, that's what he brings to the table for detective. I think is just ridiculous, and
Yeah, and
I think he's gonna be high tier.
there's a good chance you're able to use that power just because you'd have to knock him for a decent amount of damage because he dies on click 6, so you'd have to double tap him most likely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. That's all I had to say about that. Yeah, if you're playing detective, I think you really need to be looking at this Baby Groot to be making your main force. With Emmet's tomb, of course.
Because you still have a decent amount of sideline space, right, on the detective teams? You just have Amit's tomb and
Sort
anything
of.
else?
Yeah, I think that you actually you get rid of World's Finest call-in because you're just giving up points at that point. And I think with how good the Baby Groot shifting focus are, I think it's more important to have 2 Baby Groots on the sideline than it is to have 1 Baby Groot and World's Finest call-in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You got to move on to Kate Bishop.
Oh yes, this I think is honestly the best figure of the set. That's not an avatar. She has Avengers Initiative, 50 points, special attack power, and special damage power. Her attack power is once per turn. When Kate Bishop is carried after resolution, she may make a range attack as if she occupied any square the character carrying her moved through. Her damage power is free, which is on clicks 4 through 7, so her first 3 clicks are just shape change. Where special damage is free. Choose 2 for Kate Bishop to use this turn. Knockback, Energy Explosion, Range Combat Expert. She has improved targeting characters and improved targeting adjacent. Has 6, 12, 18 free with the special attack power, stealth, energy shield deflection, and shape change with 6 range. What makes her so great is that once per turn, when Kate Bishop is carried after resolution, she makes an attack. So you can almost do a yo-yo with her. You can carry her with someone, and then if there's a character maybe with Young Avengers or something, like, maybe Miss Marvel that places, and then she can carry her back to the starting area, and now you can shoot from any square that character that originally carried her attacked from, which is just extremely good.
And then
Even if you have hypersonic speed or whatever, yeah, you can move up 4 and then back, and now she can hit from that 4. Yeah, there's so much potential with this figure for 50 points that it's.
and with new
I think
values,
we're going to see
she has a 6 range, and she sees through characters and adjacent to characters too, which is pretty big with that.
Yeah.
Also hindering because she has Avengers TA.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is just
So
50 points.
yeah, the interesting thing too there is that it says that she, as if she occupied that square, so you can actually have someone move like up and elevated, carrying her, and then carrying her back away, and she can act as if she occupied that square of elevated to even hit hit other places. So she's just doing a ton.
Yeah, and then it's harder to prog
And I
her
think
too
she's-
because she isn't
Yeah, I
physically
think-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I think she's great for 50 points. Actually.
Yeah.
So.
I think if people are buying a pizza box, I think she's going to be the one to get, even though I think Baby Groot's my personal favorite of them. I think she's going to be their best bang for your buck and going to be able to work on more teams than Baby Groot. She's just extremely good. Her team up card, I can't really say that. I'm not a huge fan of any of these team up cards.
Yeah,
They
they
get
just
rid of
make the
that
figure
cool trait that you're going
bad.
to play her for. Yeah, it's just yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'd much rather take fairy trade.
Like that
Yeah,
one
'cause
attack
yeah,
power makes her like one of the best pieces, if not like the best attacker in the game, and it just gives her a pizza now.
yeah. It's like, and then instead you're like, if you play her with Lucky, you lose that special attack power that makes her so good, but she gains sidestep and she starts the game holding a pizza, and then her attack powers change to if she destroyed a pizza object this turn when she attacks, opposing characters can't use shape change or evade attacks. I think that's good, but you know what? I prefer to be able to attack from anywhere after being carried. That free attack is huge because you can actually attack with her and then carry her and do attack with her again.
Yeah, it's
So
very
yeah,
strong.
these team up cards is just
So I'm trying to understand the attack power is if she destroyed a pizza object this turn, but
so the pizza
would she
object
make a
has the
range?
character holding this object has free destroy this object and heal one click. So she'll have to take
Okay,
the free action
the free.
to
Okay,
she'll take the free.
all right, that's fair. I didn't pizza object. I haven't really looked at too thoroughly.
No,
Honestly,
they're
but okay.
pushing pizza objects. The DC or is it Weapon X, the Deadpool and Wolverine? They're pushing the pizza boxes too, and I'm like, what the heck is all this crap? So I don't.
That makes sense for that. Actually, makes sense for Deadpool. 'Cause that's always like a gimmick about him. So
Well, and it made sense for this because like this is Lucky the Pizza Dog, like Hawkeye was, so the pizza box is made, yeah.
yeah,
Great.
yeah.
You don't even need
I
to-
feel like I still like her base version better. But I guess the not being able to use shape change through super senses is pretty big. With her attack, that's actually pretty solid.
I mean,
Yeah, but I just don't think you're going to take that. I'd rather have the free attack from any square she occupied.
you can always bring
Overall.
the team
No,
card
I
into
agree.
the-
I guess
Yeah,
you could
you can
play it if you're playing her, if you're playing Lucky on your team, but the problem is, I think the best place to play her is going to be with the Young Avengers. And Lucky has every single one of her keywords but Young Avengers, which is dumb.
I actually think honestly could do the spy trick with like what's her
Valentina.
Oh yeah,
the one that
Valentina. Yes.
yeah, because like Iron Spider is spy too, I believe. There's some good stuff you could squeak onto that team.
I'm not really keen on replacing that free attack because I like free attacks. So yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying don't do that. It's but that free attack is basically her. Well, you can do it where you get her to make 2 attacks, but I'm thinking some of the time it might be her only attack a turn.
Yeah, I wish that Lucky shared. Well, Lucky doesn't have spy; he has marksman, animal, and martial artist. If he shared the Young Avengers, I think Kate Bishop, you'd actually play him with his team up card because he does some interesting things, which we can get into the 204. Lucky, he has a trait and a damage power. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with Lucky modify defense +1, which is good. And then power generate a pizza object. A friendly character with a marksman keyword adjacent to that object may immediately pick it up. So I can see that they're trying to work with that pizza object and everything, but it's just martial artist, animal, and marksman is it's just not there, especially because Kate doesn't have animal. Him not having Young Avengers, I think, really hurts.
I guess I can see why he doesn't have Young Avengers, but
He has marksman and martial artist,
Yeah.
so he's able to get on more keywords with Kate. So with him being with Kate, that's why I think that he should have pretty much have those. Because Young Avengers honestly needs support, and I think it'd be completely viable for him to have Young Avengers to give him that support because of Kate.
I think this Lucky is only going to be good on an animal team.
Yeah, no, yeah. And then his team up is with Kate and he has it he starts the game with a pizza object like Kate and When an adjacent friendly character hits the range attack, Lucky may destroy a pizza object he's holding, and if he does, you increase the attacker's damage by +1. Um, I mean, okay. And then power generate a pizza object. A friendly character adjacent to that object may pick it up. Like, I see that because you're generating all these pizza objects to heal, but if I'd rather that guaranteed enhancement, I'll play the main force for 5 less points lucky.
Right.
But that's just because I'm not playing marksman or martial artist, and you can't get Kate on animal. So I see what they're doing with the pizza objects. They're just really trying to force that. But all this free healing.
I like the plant markers, the grave tray markers, things like that. I think there's a little too much pizza though.
So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if if these pizzas, since they're considered special objects, if you can main force them.
Don't they need like?
Are we really gonna go? Are we really gonna go through this again? Oh, come on now, Miles.
Well, no, I don't know. I just know that people are going to try and main force these pizza objects.
I know, but we
probably
through
fine,
this
honestly.
like circle.
If you want that instead of a
Yeah,
piece of terrain.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I hope it's yes. So we get those people that are like, I'm going Black Lantern using these 3 pizza objects because I'm going to heal free. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just like, yeah.
All right, Dan, do you want to wrap it up with She-Hulk Hulk pizza box?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. So this is the 205 She-Hulk, either 100 or 50 points. Avengers Brute Celebrity. She's got the wild card TA. She also moves through blocking and destroys it, or has the destroy blocking movement. She has 2 traits and a special attack power. So her first trait is super strength. When She-Hulk knocks back an opposing character and the knockback path is stopped by blocking terrain, the knockback damage they're dealt is penetrating, and after resolution, destroy the blocking terrain. So that's pretty cool. I like any character that can do that. There's a couple that stuff with that. And then her second trait is She-Hulk will be KO'd. You instead replace her with E03 Jen Walters, which I think is from the main set, right?
No, it's a bystander.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bystander. I'm sorry, it's a bystander.
Yeah.
And then her attack bar, which she has on click 1 through 4, is Sonic, Collapse, Quake. That choose a direct line away from her. Terrain markers, blocking terrain, and characters with 4 squares along that line are treated. That's pretty cool. I like it. It's a take on Quake, so you can do some neat stuff with that as far as like going through barrier, and trying to like open up a space. So
yeah,
I dig it. It's neat. I don't think she's meta play, but she's cool.
I think it's good at 50 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say 50 points is probably her best because her stats literally don't. 150 get 3 extra click.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, the extra 50 points for those 3 clicks.
Not worth
Play
it.
a second one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, her team up is Hulk, Captain America, and once per turn. So her trait changes. It's still super strength, but it's once per turn if a friendly character with the listed name is on the map. When Hulk destroys the blocking terrain, you may pick up a pizza object, and then she gains a second trait, her second trait changes prob, and then when she uses it, she may target a friendly character holding a pizza object regardless of range or line of fire. That's actually pretty good. And then her attack power doesn't change. So that's alright. It's not bad though, but I still like her base one, I think, better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one actually works really good on a Avengers team, but because especially like you can have like with Prime Hulk, to get her with that, or Pegasus Cap.
Oh yeah.
And to be able to, and all she does, she just needs to destroy the blocking terrain, and she may generate and immediately pick up pizza objects, so you're able to drop it if you need to too. It's like that could be good, but I prefer the Chase She-Hulk, even though I think she does have merits at 50 points, so I think that's worth it. And this is actually the best team up card I think we've had so far, from any of them.
And then finally we have Hulk. So he's also 100 or 50. He's 8 clicks long. He has the Avengers Initiative TA. 0 range, but there's a reason for Avengers Initiative on here because he starts with Outwit on either of his starting lines. So improved targeting IT Outwit is always good. He has 2 traits and a special speed power. His first trait is also Super Strength. When Hulk knocks back an opposing character and their knockback path is stopped by blocking terrain, the knockback damage dealt is penetrating and after destroy the blocking terrain. And then his second trait is at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a click number. If you do, until your next turn, Hulk can use the powers printed on the click number of his card instead of his blade powers. So that's kind of cool. He can just go back to whatever click you want him on instead. And then his special speed power, which is on clicks 1 through 4, is charge plasticity. When Hulk is knocked back by an opposing effect after resolution, place him up to 1 square away from his current square. Say. And then he also has improved movement, destroys blocking.
I think the She-Hulk is better.
And then I think the She-Hulk is better. And then the team-up is She-Hulk and Iron Man. So it changes to once per turn if a friendly character with listed name is on the map. When Hulk destroys blocking terrain, generate and immediately pick up a pizza object. And then his second trait becomes once per turn when a friendly character with the Avengers keyword heals after resolution, remove an action token from that character. So you can kind of play around the pizza object with that then. And then his speed power doesn't change. So, I still think that the Hulk is better. She's better overall. So, but I don't think these are bad.
Actually good. I like his team up.
His team up?
Yeah. But I like his base card better than powers. His trait of being able to swap his dial around and pick up
charge it.
Yeah, and pick a click is good. So
yeah, it's just hard when you lose these things that make them better with the team up cards. That's not a bad game.
Yeah, I get
Hulk.
No.
But,
so that is all of the pizza box.
All right, that will wrap up our next phase set review then. This weekend we have Adepticon in Schaumburg, Illinois. It's pretty close to Chicago. There's a 2-day main event. Originally it was only 30 people, but I think it sold out in like 3 days. So they upped the amount of people twice. I think they brought it to 40 and then they upped it again to 48. So as of right now, there is 47 people signed up for that. Both Dan and I are attending that. I am still sticking with my mystical team, which is Arachnite at 100, the red symbiote for now. As soon as Amit is modern legal, that's going to get swapped out. Then I have Brother Voodoo, the Prime, at 45, Madam Web with the web shooters, Jennifer Kale with Bucky's arm so that she has the super senses for Madam Web, the black shirt Scott Porter for the extra defense and the community rerolls, the Legacy 20-point Green Lantern with the Green Lantern ring, and then Daredevil, the Legacy, and he has the Red Lantern ring. And then I have Cathan on Arachnite, Search for Amit's Tomb, the Mystery of the Strange Cube for all of the super senses, and then Scrappy Doo on the off chance I bring him in for Porter. And then the Nifty Traffic Barrel is on the map. And one of the things that I was having trouble with was ramping up the Amit's Tomb. So I actually found the one of the the Kong terrain things is only 2 damage, so I can actually blow that up with the Green Lantern and get 4 markers right away now, which is nice. So it's been a little bit easier with practice to ramp up Amit's Tomb. And then as far as tarot deck goes, I have the Emperor, the Ace of Cups, which is the Super Sense one, Ace of Pentacles, which is the Flurry one, the 9 of Swords, which is the Precision Strike one, and then the 10 of Wands, which is the Perplex card. So, Dan, do you know what they're cutting to on Sunday?
I wish I. Hold on a second. See if I can find it.
They updated what they originally said
I
the
thought
plan
it was
was.
16.
Was it top 16?
I thought it was. Yeah, I think 48 cutting the top 6 is fine.
Okay. Did they say how many
So
rounds? It should be like 4 or 5 rounds, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I think you're going back the next day for finals, right? Yeah, so 'cause I think top 6 is on Sunday, right? Because it's 2-day for modern.
Yeah, whatever Top Cut is, they're just doing the Swiss play on Saturday and then doing Top Cut on Sunday. So we got a decent amount of people going down there, though. I think it's me and you that are doing the main event, and then and then Pete's going to be doing the main event, and then a couple other local people are coming down, and then my wife Christine and Oliver are doing battle royales on Saturday. So we should have a lot of people there actually.
Nice.
Dan, do you want to go over your team before we sign off here?
Sure, my team's pretty cookie cutter. So my team is the King of Hell Ghost Rider, Arachnite with the Skybreaker. I changed off of the Soviet because I'm actually not running Cathan on him anymore. It just doesn't work as well for him at 60 points. Blackheart, I have Kong, Madam Web, and got the White Shirt Porter with Sinestro Ring. On my sideline is Chthon, Absorbing Man, the 001 Ghost Rider, the 100 Stay Blade, and then Spider-Man Beyond Amazing Night, and then Amit. So I'm also playing Amit's Tomb. And then I have the nifty Traffic Barrel on my team as well. So it's
too good.
Yeah,
it's right on any team.
It's really good. I like it actually over the stop sign. I know the stop sign is still really good, but I actually like Traffic Barrel better.
Well, yeah, just being able to carry that, and then it's a 4 range. That Traffic Barrel is all of a sudden seeing a lot of play on a lot of teams.
Yeah, it's kind of funny considering that the Traffic Barrel's been around for like so long, and then suddenly it's like, oh, would you look at that? So my team's pretty simple. I'm just very aggro. Like I have Blackheart to poof up either Arachnite and Kong, or Ghost Rider and Kong, or Arachnite and Ghost Rider. I pretty much get right up in your face and make a lot of attacks. So, and I only have 6 characters. So I feel like I have a pretty high chance being less characters than more people, so Kong can take his 2 actions a turn if I want him to. I'm actually not that many characters equipped either, so I'm good against Killmonger matchup. Just because I didn't really need the equipment, honest with what I have. Like Arachnite was the one that benefited the best. And that's just how my points worked out, honestly. So
I definitely want to see how many teams are running Kong this weekend. I expect it to be like 40 out of 47.
I think Dan makes it. Yeah, I think Dan makes it 5 or 6 that I know of, if not more.
Yeah, I wasn't, but like I'm gonna switch off. No.
I don't. Yeah, because I'm usually the same way as you, where I don't want to play the same figures as everybody. But like, I'm such a huge Kong fan that I will definitely be playing Kong. If I went there, I'd probably be playing him at 200 points. Yeah, I'd probably be playing him at Temple with 200 points if I was going to Adepticon.
Yeah, see, I just like I don't find him that. I know he's good, but I just like different.
I'm just a fan of the character, like as a whole. Like I'm a fanboy for Kong. So
yeah, no, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's
that's my team. I don't feel like it's super original, so I'm probably gonna scrap this team post Adepticon and go back to the drawing board and come up with something new. But I know it's good. I was trying to at least do something a little different with but I know Arachnite and Ghost Rider together. I've done that a lot. So
now is the thing that you're doing different, building a good team?
I'm just not gonna even remotely acknowledge your statement here whatsoever.
All right, well, we'll end with that. Thanks for joining us with our second episode. We'll be at Adepticon this weekend, and then next week we'll do a recap of how this weekend went. So we will see you next week. Thanks.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!